find ourselves at the epicenter of destruction. After the Rosencrantz family's performance troupe wagon exploded in a burst of violent necrotic energy, the 5 of you, ears ringing from the recent explosion, slowly start to have your vision come to you as you see the aftermath that lays in front of you. The 5 scattered bodies of the Rosencrantz family lie around you, some stirring, some not. As the dust from the explosion clears, your eyes immediately dart overhead to see the large, ghastly gray shadow in the sky. Its sickly grin wide as the shadow blocks out the solstice sun. Almost in an instant, it swells and then explodes into a number of tiny, writhing shadows darting across the festival grounds. As you come to your feet, you see the shadows climbing the hand-carved pillars, Violet, that you created for stalls, writhing through the booths, scurrying into the fencing grounds as the horses in the arena buck wildly in fear. The shadows themselves on the hunt for their next hosts. As the 5 rat queens stand, we hear the weeps of Maddie Rosencrantz as she lays next to her father on the charred ground. I love you. Don't be scared. It will all be all right. This is for them. She softly repeats to herself. You see as she tries to grab her father's hand, Geralt's body slowly starts to dissipate into a fine gray dust as Maddie's frantic injured hand attempts to grab onto the last remnants of her father. And with one last breath, she passes. And that's when all hell starts to break loose.
I scramble over to her body. Wake up! Wake up! What is this?
Her body is just limp in your arms.
I hit her heart in hopes to like revive her back to life.
Roll me 2d6 plus guts.
Uh, 6, 7.
A 7. With a 7, you revive her for an instant.
What is this?
What we planned for.
Oh, that was fucking useless.
Wait, wasn't there another child? Wasn't there another boy?
The little one, yeah. The really little one.
Boy son?
Yeah.
Boy son.
Boy son.
Yeah.
Where's boy son?
Let's search for him. I run into the, I run around the area, what's left of the trailer to see if I can find the last boy.
Colburn is nowhere to be found. You do see the bodies, though, of Katrin, the mother, and the 2 twins,
Lionel and Leighton.
Lionel and Leighton.
And the father. So
the father's dust. The father has
right.
dusted. So all 5 of them were there. Colburn was not in the carriage, was not in the performance wagon when you entered, and Colburn is nowhere to be found now.
I would like to get situated.
All right. Yes, let's use 2d6 plus canny.
Yeah, that's a 5.
We do have 1 reroll.
All right.
Take it.
Ooh, that's way better. That's a 10.
Yes. Wonderful. With a 10 and get
Oh, no, sorry, 9, because my -1 canny.
9. With a 9, you get to ask me 1 question, so that is still good.
What's the best way to keep the situation from getting worse?
The best way to keep the situation from getting worse is to find where all of those split off shadows have ventured into.
Okay.
Ventured into, yes.
I run towards the stable.
The stable. As you run towards the stable, Hannah, you notice the magical petting zoo, which was the arena. The child's area was the closest to the performance wagon and the VIP tent. The were-ponies, were-rabbits, and were-goats begin to buck wildly within their pens as their half-elf female attendant attempts to soothe the frantic beasts. As your eyes turn from the small performance stage to where Pacifica and Fluffy, the wyvern or wyvern, begin their show once again for a large group of family, friends, and Palisades guests. No one has really noticed what has happened right now. They've seen this kind of explosion, many thinking it's just perhaps of fireworks or pyrotechnics tests. Nobody was in the close arena to see kind of what's going on. There are perhaps a few inquisitive eyes that look over, but no one is understanding the magnitude of what has happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to ask you to bring this beautiful display of Get the fuck out of here.
Roll me 2d6 plus guts. Because that's a get social and you're being rude.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So with a 9, half of the families and then half of the guests at the small children's performance stage kind of see your franticness, Hannah, see how serious you are, and take it to heart as they begin to get up with their children. As Pacifica is distraught by the fact that you're ruining her audience, she calls out and says, "No, please, come back now. We're about to start the show."
I'd like to demon right now and literally scare people away.
You've already demoned once today.
So I can't demon again?
No.
He was under my complete control. I can't demon again. I wasted it on a Bardoff.
It's going to take some time for you to bring it back, but you're with your health points as well. You're not feeling super hot, Hannah.
Fine.
I'd like
Can
to
we
see
hear
if, I'd like to see if can we visually, is there any way to tell who might have been become a host of these shadows?
Roll me 2d6 plus, I'm going to say heart, get personal, D.
7 plus 2, 9.
With a 9, so yeah, you get to ask me one question with that, and I will say that is your question. You do notice that kind of towards the back of this crowd, you start to see an individual just standing there, their eyes kind of this smoky gray, as they almost have this grayish halo kind of shimmering in the light about them. And that looks off. Then suddenly, as you're looking over there, Betty, you notice that Fluffy's once soft, round, amber pupils have now turned into a fierce, smoky gray. As the eyes of the wyvern change, the ruby-like scales around the crown of its head begin to stand on edge. As it begins to lightly snarl with a razor-sharp grin, Pacifica laughs nervously, but confidently smiles at the audience. It seems poor Fluffy has a bit of performance anxiety. Nothing to fear.
I'd like to punch out Pacifica because she was telling everybody that it was okay that they stay there, and if she's not there to perform, then hopefully everyone will leave.
All right, roll me 2d6 plus guts.
5, 8, 9, 10?
With a 10, you successfully knock Pacifica out. You just knock her in the noggin.
Yeah, the goal is to not do so much damage as just stun her.
Yeah.
Clock her.
Hannah, what are you doing?
Everybody, leave. The show's over, or I'll punch you and your children.
You heard the woman.
I point to the person with the smoky eyes and such. Queens, we need to deal with that situation.
The wyvern or your person?
The one that I saw.
Guys, also the wyvern, not great. I'll try to catch him. You guys go over to the
All right.
humanoid.
We got 2 smokies. Let's take them out.
I hit that one with my axe.
You hit
But you want to keep him going yet, so you want to go?
Oh, I'd love to hit it with my axe.
You want to run over and hit it with your axe?
Yeah.
Great. As the families of the performance stage now being terrified of seeing Pacifica being knocked out, this wyvern kind of starting to act erratic, and the just general nature of fear that you are imposing on them, they all start to begin to clear out. You start to hear more frantic voices, more kind of rushed and hushed voices as chaos begins to seep into the Summer Solstice Festival crowd. What would you like to do?
I just pop it out. Just with my axe. Just
You
make
want
him
to stun the person?
Stun the person.
Stun the person. Roll me 2d6 plus guts.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's 6.
All right, with a 6. Unfortunately, as you try to run over and kind of pop this person, this shadowy possessed person in the face, you unfortunately lose your axe as it falls onto the ground, and in the moment of hesitation, because you don't want to hit someone, you don't want to hit someone hard, especially if they look like a human and they look like someone who's perhaps not in control of themselves. As you kind of drop your axe in hesitation, they instead reach back and just, with a force of unknown power, nail you in the stomach for 1 hit point. as the wind is knocked out of you, Violet.
When I see that happen, I run up and just with my strength, not with my axe, just slam it against like a wall or a post, whatever like the first hard surface between me and that thing is. I'm just like hitting it against it.
Roll me 2d6 plus guts. There's these specific kind of tent posts holding up the small tent above the children's area.
Oh, that's a 14.
Woo! So as you, Braga, as you knock this humanoid against this pole, you see their head crack against kind of the back of it as their face falls forward limp, and they are knocked out, incapacitated at the moment. Meanwhile, Betty, where you are, the wyvern starts to get more and more agitated. You see that Pacifica is no one's holding that wyvern's leash anymore. As the wyvern, you start to see these sparks of red kind of fire begin to peer at the edge of its mouth as its eyes frantically look around.
Not today, Fluffy. I love you too much. I run and try to find a crate to throw on it to trap it.
Oh, a crate. All right. Let's say roll me 2d6
Very Betty.
plus canny. I say that's some quick thinking. All in the meantime, Gramps has found his way over to the area, now tending a knocked out Pacifica.
That's an 11.
An 11. You are able to find a large enough crate for this wyvern. These wyverns are pretty big, even though they're baby dragons. You are not able to lift it though yourself. You have found it, but
A little help over here. Let's crate up this little fluffy boy.
I help her lift it.
wonderful. Roll me 2d6 plus guts.
That's 8 plus 2, that's 10.
Wonderful, Braga, channeling all of your strength. You and Betty together lift this crate as you position it over Fluffy's body and let it hit the ground.
Sleep, Fluffy, sleep.
Gramps, slowly tending Pacifica's knocked out self, looks at you all. What is going on here?
Not right now, Gramps. I'd like to see.
Oh, he's a wizard.
He could help.
Yeah, we could help.
Yeah.
There's those shadow monsters. We're trying to fight them.
We need to find out who might be hosted by these shadow monsters. Can you help us?
Sure. I mean, it's. I haven't seen this kind of magic. This is old world magic. This is magic you don't want to be a part of. This is. In a moment, as he tries to continue talking to you, you see this fiery bolt come out of Fluffy's mouth through the posts of the crate as it pierces Gramps right through the chest, and he lays there. Oh, he smiles as he looks at you all. For even the very wise cannot know everything. You must stop it, he says with his last breath as he kind of passes out, holding Pacifica's knocked out body.
Oh no.
Bad, Fluffy. Bad.
That was a lot of
All
help.
right, I need to hit something. I need to hit something soon and fast.
All right, we gotta go and figure out who's got this thing in them.
I'd like to see if I can sense using magic if there are who else has been possessed by the shadow.
You, all right, roll me 2d6 plus, I'm gonna say skill.
Yeah, exactly. Ha 5.
5. We have 2 rerolls.
I'll use it.
Yeah, we really need to know.
But I'm the wrong person to 6.
6. When you're trying to sense with your magic, the overwhelming possession of Fluffy the Wyvern is too much. As in an instant, the wooden crate just kind of bursts open as Fluffy the Wyvern is encased in a ring of ruby-like fire. But then suddenly, as if knowing their sense and purpose in life to rally those within a fight, you suddenly see the bards, Aralel, Ulrich, Rice, and Bard Dave come rushing to your side to aid you in this fight, seeing how battle-worn you are already.
Heal us!
Thank you.
Heal us! Do something! I can't believe I'm asking you to actually play music, do that, inspire us, something.
And we gotta knock out Fluffy. There's something
We have
really
to.
wrong with Fluffy. But don't kill him, please.
Put it to sleep. Do a song.
They all kind of collectively nod as Aralel raises her ivory fiddle and Rice raises their carved pan flute. As together they start to create the most melodic tune you've ever heard. This kind of thunderous lightning magic begins to appear from Aralel, and these roots begin to emerge from the ground from Rice as the roots start to wrap their way around the wyvern's legs, and the lightning and thunder begin to encase it and confuse it and nullify the power and the fire that the wyvern is trying to create. Ulrich comes over. All right, who is the most wounded?
D.
All right. You put up a really good performance, so this is going to be easier than I thought. As he holds you in admiration.
Ooh.
As he sings
Thank you.
this light aria to you, D, you suddenly feel yourself being inspired. You feel life begin to come back to yourself as you regain 4 hit points.
All right.
Guys, we've got to subdue Fluffy. This is all my fault. Gramps would have died if I would have just, I don't know, tried to kill the animal instead of trying to save it.
It's not your fault.
We don't know that.
Before she finishes, I just want to kick Fluffy just in the head. Just try to get it. Just knock it out. Just old-fashioned way. Is that okay?
Roll me 2d6 plus guts.
Oh my goodness.
10.
With a 10, you perfectly Violet, not having it anymore. You line up your foot in such the perfect way that you kick Fluffy the wyvern right underneath the jaw as you cause its jaw to kind of snap in on itself. You hear a crack in its bones as you have incapacitated Fluffy the wyvern and knocked out Fluffy.
All right, let's cut his head off.
No.
Oh, yeah.
All right, he's out. We need to find
I mean, I
out.
want
Who
to,
has
but
this?
I'm doing what Pinecone says. Did you get your axe back?
Oh, great.
I grab it and toss it at you.
Thank you. Gosh.
I
You'll need this, sister.
tie Fluffy's leash to a sturdy pole. Just stay there, Fluffy. Just stay there.
Roll me 2d6 plus skill.
It's just gonna wake up again. And it's gonna be possessed when it wakes up.
Not if we get to everyone and end this thing.
10.
A 10, yes. Betty, you find, using your knowledge of the area, you find the sturdiest kind of landmark post that you know from when you set up the festival, as you take the golden chain of Fluffy's and you wrap it and tie so many knots to ensure that this wyvern is not going anywhere else.
Okay, guys. Fluffy's secured. Let's go.
Bards, do any of you know how to get rid of a possessed demon or anything inside of something?
Great.
Can I do some type of lore check to see if I might know of
Yes,
something?
you can.
Oh, okay. I'm
gonna say.
No, I think it's great.
I'm gonna
Do you
say,
need dice?
roll me 2d6 plus canny. You're gonna get situated.
Okay.
Say D that you're the one person who can get situated on these shadows.
plus what?
Canny.
Oh, okay. I got an 8.
Great. You can ask me. I will say this. From your recollection and from your knowledge of kind of the old magic, the old world, the old gods, kind of these archaic figures in this realm's magical history, almost the titans in a sense, the creatures, the creators of this realm, suddenly a word comes into your mind that you recall: the grade. Greyyed, the grade.
The grade. Oh, wait a minute. I remember something.
What?
From all that stuff that's in my head. The grade.
The grade.
Yeah.
What is it?
Do I know anything else about it?
You just know that it's just the name. It's just the name that came to you.
I think that's what this thing is. This shadow monster thing. The grade.
The grade. Anybody else? Anybody else heard of the grade?
No, but maybe we can try to seek help from someone or something. Until then, maybe just try knocking these guys out. So we
Yeah.
work on the wyvern.
Let's go. Let's start to go.
For now.
We need to. There should be a way for us to not get possessed. Or
Wait, Queens! As Bard Dave comes to the front. Wait, what's going on here? Why are you seem to be around all of it?
What?
Well, all this chaos started happening when you started fighting things. Like, what happened?
Oh, yeah, we have nothing to
Sort
do
of
with
reverse
this.
order on that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Thanks for the thumbs up.
well,
are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling. I mean, am I possessed? Bard Dave starts to then check in on himself as you see Aralel, Rice, and Ulrich all kind of checking themselves or checking with each other. Am I possessed?
They don't
Am I
have
possessed?
the shadow thingy that we saw.
You should be fine.
All right. I mean, what's stopping us from being possessed? Rice inserts.
We don't know.
We don't know.
literally
I
have
pull
no
out my
idea.
axe and my sword and go, hopefully us, and I run out of the tent trying to find something else that's possessed. 'Cause
I
I'm not
run
in the
after
mood
her.
to chat right
Yeah.
now.
I go too. Let's search for more possessed people.
Let's go.
I point at Bard Dave. Don't you fucking start rumors like that shit. You know how awesome we are. We saved this fucking town once, maybe a couple times after we started a problem, but we didn't start this problem. Motherfucker. I leave.
Roll me 2d6 plus guts. It's a get sassy check.
Oh god. 4, 5, 6, 7. Is there any rerolls?
There's 2.
I'd like to. I'm using it.
Oh my gosh.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right.
With a 10, yes, Hannah, as you stare down Bard Dave, he just
Yeah. And I push him aside and follow after, but not running, walking coolly.
walking
Okay,
coolly.
no one's possessed right now or anything. Just coolly.
You guys are running. What's gonna be good if we all are running and get exhausted?
Gonna look awesome. We're gonna be running. There's gonna be explosions behind us.
You're creating the dust so that I can walk through it.
All right, so I look around, maybe get situated again. I'm looking for like anything that's like rustled or something that seems like I've seen like the shadows have gone that way, or cause they split off, right? So I'm looking for any sort of like, I guess I'm like kind of tapping into like my warrior instinct of like what seems out of the ordinary that I can like head towards.
Roll me 2d6 plus canny. You're getting situated.
Okay. So that's only gonna be a 6.
You're trying to sense it, but it's almost like your warrior instincts are blocked by this old magic. You cannot sense it whatsoever.
Okay. What am I hitting? Someone tell me what I'm hitting.
With that being said, many people in the crowd, you start to see there's light chaos that's happening. Nobody really knows what's going on. Everyone seems to be in kind of a hush-hush, kind of trying to get their bearings. Excuse me? You're trying to hit something?
This is too much.
Have you seen anyone who has like a halo, like a gray eye thing going on?
No. I mean, or do we need to? Is something wrong?
As I walk up slowly and in control, I'd like to calmly direct everyone's attention with the tip of my wand. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we have to close the summer solstice event for now. We're going to have to ask you to all reconvene outside the entrance of the festival grounds. And if you can follow me slowly, you'll all be rewarded handsomely.
There's meat out there.
Check their eyes.
Yeah, don't let anyone who has the weird eye thing out.
Yes.
Of course, we have our all.
Smoky eyes not allowed right now, and we're gonna check for all of them.
I stand up next to her on wherever she's standing, and I say, "And if you spot someone with spooky gray eyes, you get a prize. Just let us know where they
So
are."
she's helping me. So she's aiding me.
Betty is at an assist. Great. Betty, roll me 2d6 plus your bond with Hannah.
Okay.
So I'm going to make...
Ooh.
10, 11.
Great. Hannah, you get a +2 on this next roll.
Oh.
Roll me 2d6 plus heart.
That works so
You
well
got
for
this.
you. +2 plus heart, which is a negative, I believe, for me.
Oh.
-1, so that's 5. It's going to be 6, 7, 8. What's that? Do we have an extra roll?
You have 1.
I'm going to use it. This is important, y'all. Oh my god, it's
So
Can't you take the 8?
I can't.
No.
Oh my god.
What's the new number?
Oh my god. 3?
With that, there is a silence that falls over the crowd as you've captured their attention for one moment. And then the crowd just erupts in laughter. Oh, yes! Oh, the Rat Queen's a surprise! Oh, is this one of those interactive experiences?
Sure.
Oh, this is so we need more festivals like this. Interactive, augmented reality situations. Yes, yes.
I shoot a fireball in front of them.
Roll me 2d6 plus guts.
Ten.
You shoot this fireball, and it ignites in this wall of fire. And now everyone is screaming in terror as you see hordes of people then begin to crash and push past each other. Chaos has now erupted at the Summer Solstice Festival. The sight around you is horrifying. These now individuals are clambering over each other in hopes of escaping the unknown horrific events that have now transpired. Within the hectic crowds, you see a truly haunting sight. You see a number. You then, almost as you've caused all these people to now rush, you are now being able to see the individuals with these smoky gray eyes standing as pillars almost in these crowds. But now those people, these possessed, the grade, then start to attack the individuals that are around them, flinging their arms and weapons wildly as more shrieks of terror echo from the crowd. You see behind a stall with a beautifully green checkered tablecloth and a sign labeled a pair of pears hanging above. Minnie ducking underneath the stall, clutching Winnie, her daughter, to her chest in fear. At another stand, catty corner across the way, you see the lumbering figure of... Hold, please.
Not a pair of pears. That's...
Dermot Rains, as he quickly grabs Veldrin Kane as they begin to barricade themselves within Veldrin's art stall.
I need to barricade Winnie. I gotta run over there and help barricade that table of pears.
Great, roll me 2d6 plus your guts.
Save those pears.
Yeah.
All right, that's 12.
With a 12, yes, you run over to a pair of pears. Minnie staring up at you. I thought I told you never to come around my daughter.
I don't care today. Today is not about you. Now you have to stay here behind this table. It is perfectly barricaded. I mean level 12 barricaded. And I need you to stay put. There's a lot of shit happening out there.
All right, I trust you.
Oh God,
I trust you.
Thank you.
As Winnie, her daughter, looks up at you, Violet, and with tears in her eyes, are the Rat Queens gonna save us?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
As Violet, you emerge from the table and you start to see this large half-orc woman, this elderly half-orc woman, a gray halo around her, start to make her way towards all the five of you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get my shield out. Just like ready to ram anyone back who gets too close. Because I don't want to hurt them if they're hosted by evil things.
Great, yes, you withdraw your Rat Queen shield, which has this beautiful gold emblem of the Rat Queens on the front of it. What would everyone else like to do?
I'm going to do a move that's... I think you have to change the roll for the system, but I'm using the What Are You Waiting For, which is one of my Barbarian moves, which basically, you cry out a challenge to your enemies, they treat you as the most obvious threat to be dealt with, and ignore your companions.
Ooh.
So I'm going to do that right now.
Let's see, with that, roll me 2d6 plus guts.
Okay. Oh
no.
I got a 1 and a 6. That's 7 plus 9. So plus 2, which is 9. So what I have right now is on a 7 to 9, only a few fall prey to your taunting, but the ones who fall prey, I do take plus 2 damage against them.
Great.
So
I
I'm
will
basically opening
say,
myself to their attacks.
Dang.
I will say that, yeah, you now have caught the attention of this elderly half-orc woman.
Okay.
As she now, her gray eyes kind of smoky, were once panning across all of you have now focused onto you.
Okay.
As she makes her way towards you.
Okay. And then as she gets close to me, because of everyone else telling us to be careful, I'm still using blunt ends on my weapons, but I'm going to swing like the flat end of my axe up against the side of her head.
All right, roll me 2d6 plus guts.
See if this knocks it out of her.
Okay, so that is a 9 plus 2, 11.
11, yes. As while taking her focus, yes, you line up your axe so perfectly, and you just pop her on the side of the head. As this woman kind of stumbles, and you see her sink to her knees at first, and then fall face forward, her head crashing to the side, as she appears to be incapacitated.
Yes.
I want to saddle up to D and like kind of hide behind her shield. Listen, we can knock these people out all we want, but they're just gonna find another host over and over again.
I know.
This is not the solution.
I'm just trying to remember the thing about the grade. I just can't remember what I knew about them.
Then we should do our magic now or something, or
Yeah.
you should meditate on it, and you know, I can protect you while you do that.
Can she help me do another lore check?
Suddenly, the two of you are inspired by each other as you feel a combo move coming on for Hannah and Dee. So yes, I was
really concerned about that.
I will say, Hannah, you get to protect Dee, and Dee, I'm going to say, because it is an auto success, you get to make a full lore check. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, listen.
All right.
I just want you to know that I find you very sexy when you're doing. But I got you. I got your back.
Okay. Just trying to. The grade. I remember now.
Okay, and as she's thinking,
What do you want to? I guess I should say, what do you want to remember?
Well, how do we save these? Get it out of these hosts without hurting the people, and then how do we contain it and stop it from wreaking havoc and hosting more people?
and what is it?
And what is? Well, yeah. What is it? Second question.
Yeah.
First, how do we stop it without hurting people? Second, what is it?
And I'm zapping people like in like a cool circular way, like zigga, 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 like stunners.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dee, from what you recall, the Grade are the shadows of old. They are a force that can be unleashed upon the world when summoned and called for. You don't know how they were summoned, though. You have an idea. The evidence is there. But you don't know specifically what summoned them. To get rid of the Grade, you need a powerful source of light. Some kind of powerful blast, a bright blast of some sort. Perhaps it's light, perhaps it's fire, to almost shock it out of the beings themselves. And because it is the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, the Grade does not survive within the sunlight for long. So as long as you maintain that there are no other hosts for the Grade to fall into, as long as you continue to create bursts of light and energy that distract them and stop them from inhabiting more hosts, you may get a handle on the situation.
Okay, I relay all of that, and so that all of them can hear me too.
what the fuck is the purpose of even bringing these demons to light?
I don't know.
Someone is definitely messing with us because that weirdo family sounded like they really had it out just specifically for us.
And we don't even have time. We don't have time
No.
to think about why.
All right,
Protect people, that's what we have to do right now.
All right.
you got to protect my good buddy, German Reigns over there.
Whoever can summon light, do it, and let's just keep doing that.
Did somebody say light?
Oh no.
As you see, a familiar face from behind a stall next to a pair of pears. It is a tiny stall that has one little sign hanging over the edge of it that says hot water. As Bobbit, the hot water seller, stands perfectly happy behind his stall amidst the chaos that is erupting around them.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Bobbit, do you have something that'll emit strong light so it'll help us defeat these weird possessive monsters?
Maybe not light itself, but as you know, my water has very magical properties because I get it from a spring.
Okay,
Oh.
Bob it,
Okay,
Bob it,
okay.
if you
Put it
do
in the
not,
bucket.
do
Bob it.
not
Okay.
Bob it.
But that spring, you said something about the old gods.
Uh-huh.
The spring where I find my water is from the Spring of Life, one of the oldest geographical sites that is held by the magics of old. I stumbled upon it myself one day, and well, I started to sell it. I did not want to market it, of course, to wide consumers, but just to very special individuals who would enjoy a
Bob it.
little cup of hot water whenever they desired.
Great.
Okay,
Okay.
so can we throw it at the people, or can we feed it to them?
We
or
should drink
can
it.
we have some?
Yes, you can have
protect
some.
us.
I don't have too much left, but I believe you can heal yourself with it, or perhaps it will somehow, being from the old magic, perhaps it will expel some of the darkness that lies within people.
Oh.
Okay.
You can use it on yourself, or I have this much as he pulls out a semi-full canteen. It's about 75% full. Good for 4 complete servings.
Will it
Y'all.
prevent us from being possessed as well, or will it only knock it out people who already have it?
Only 2d6 plus, say heart.
Ooh.
Oh, it's not going to be fun. That's a 3.
All right, guys. I mean, we're all a little beat up, but I really think we should save this water for in case we find someone who's possessed.
I fully agree. And
Because we need to eliminate the little ghosty things, right?
so we knock them out, throw some water in their face, or dazzle them with light.
What about if 4 of us drink the water, then we're going to be in so much better shape, so much more able to fight this.
You know,
I think that.
this is not the time to talk about this, but that's terrible leadership.
Oh, is it really? Because I was going to volunteer to not be the person.
Yeah, but
Hannah. But you know
clearly
what that's
if
like
he's-
because of your selfish attitude.
Oh, okay. That is what I'm saying, is it shouldn't go to us. It should go to people, and we don't have time
We
to
only have
argue
4,
it.
though. There's a lot more people out there, so we might as well just use it here for the queens, and then we'll have more.
Because we have to create a powerful light.
Yeah. We'll be able to do that more if just drink it. Here, I take it and I just like force it into
No,
Hannah's
I
mouth.
don't drink it. Let the leader drink it.
So who all is drinking?
I won't do it. I'm gonna wait. We could save someone with this. I'm fine. I'll be fine.
I'm doing kind of okay. I could save it for now. If we need it, we got it. If we don't need it, then we can give it to somebody else.
Fine. If that's the group consensus,
This is
3
it's
out of
not.
5.
No, I'm
we don't
saving it
have
just in
time.
case. I'm sitting on the fence on this one.
All right, we're saving it. We're saving it.
Come on, Violet. We're the rat queens. We don't have to kill everything. We can do this. We can save people this time for the first time. Maybe?
Of course we want to save people. This is a different strategy, but let's go. Let's just go.
Suddenly, from back near where you fought alongside the bards, the Fluffy the Wyvern fought, Gramps perished, you see a terrifying sight as Ulrich the Bard begins to fight a possessed Aralel.
No.
In a terrifying bardic battle, you see Aralel playing these melodies that are utterly horrifying as like the bow rips across the strings of the fiddle, creating that screechy fiddle noise as the lightning begins to shoot in more and more powerful bolts as one pierces through Ulrich's arm and you see his right arm go limp.
I run and jump and kind of like tackle her basically to the ground.
Roll me 2d6 plus gets.
Okay, that's 10 plus 2. It's 12.
Damn,
And
Braga,
I
you are
have-
very good. I'm gonna say, if for people who want to knock people out and you don't get a success, it's going to be bad.
I have a feature as well, a barbarian called Smash, which is when you It's called Hack and Slash. On a 12 plus, deal your damage and choose something physical your target has, and they lose it. So I'm smashing her instrument. Which I know she's gonna be mad about later, but I'm saving. She just hurt that guy with it. So, and then as I'm on top of her, I'm like, someone give her the water.
I want to dazzle her with light. I want to create like a bright light, like 'cause that's what I really want to try is see if that works.
Okay.
And so we don't knock her out.
I still shouted that, but do your thing.
Don't knock her out. Just
no, I'm holding her down.
Yeah.
Braga, as you leap on top of Aralil, yes, you're pinning her down. As you see this gray smoke escape her mouth, as her mouth opens with what you imagine to be a scream, but no sound comes out. As her eyes like smoke out, and you take one arm and just smash that ivory fiddle.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm sorry in advance for this when I smash it down. But she's hurting people with it. I can't let her keep it right now.
As like the ivory fiddle like smashes into smithereens, you see her once angry cry become a cry of mourning as her eyes begin to fill up with tears as you begin to see the humanity within Aralil starting to escape within this possession as she knows within her heart that something horrible has just happened as Ulrich grips his arm and nods your way.
While that happens, I'm
still holding her down right now.
I know. I come up to you. I say,
Yeah.
You had to do it.
I'm busy.
I'm gonna illuminate the tip of my wand and hold it in her eyes.
Roll me 2d6 plus skill. We do have 2 rerolls. Thank you so much for the rerolls.
I know I'm really bad at that. Skills is a 6. I'm gonna re-roll it.
And is it already fading away from her? Is the darkness fading away in her eyes?
You see that a little bit, that this burst of pure emotion is kind of fighting against whatever is controlling her.
Is it sort of like they're aware of what's happening, but they can't control themselves? Is that kind of what's happening?
Now it appears that Aralil is kind of in knowing that something is wrong. She is not in control of her body, but she does sense that she is sensing that something is not right and that her fiddle is in fact broken.
Yeah, well, shouldn't have hurt somebody with it.
Oh God, the same exact roll.
One more.
Yeah.
One
we gotta
more?
know.
All right.
The scientific process.
Yeah. It's the same fucking roll. All right, it's a 6.
All right, can I try the other experiment, which is just give her some water?
We have to find out how I fail.
We have to find out how Hannah fails first.
Shit.
Unfortunately, Hannah, you remembering what Dee said, bright light, fire, bright light, fire, bright light, fire. Unfortunately, fire is the spell that you begin to conjure as you send this fiery blast into Aralil's face, burning her eyebrows and singeing her drow face around as she now screams once again in anger and terror and anguish as the fire, because you were so close to her, hits you as well for 6 points of damage as you create this huge firebolt that just knocks you backwards.
Do I get damage from that too?
Yeah,
as much as I don't want to knock myself out, but I'm holding her down while she's doing that.
You do not, because you, namely Aralil and Hannah, get the blunt force of that fiery blast.
I'm like, what the fuck, Dee? And then I'm like, Violet, water now! Sorry, Dee. Hannah, sorry.
It's
I knew what you meant.
I think Dee did it.
I run over to Hannah and check on her, and I want to just do a healing on her.
Great.
Sorry.
I knew what you meant.
I'm really in the disease.
Yeah, you're upset.
I'm
You're upset. Don't apologize.
Just help her.
No, don't.
I'm gonna do cure moderate wounds.
Don't.
I'm doing it.
I walk away before she can.
I hold her down.
I don't deserve it. I don't want it. And I wrestle her off.
I grab her. I physically grab her and sit on her to do cure moderate wounds.
I need you to roll against each other. I need you both to roll, roll heart.
I never wanted to roll more well in my life. 6, 7, 5.
10.
Oh, fuck.
Hannah, as you try to get away, Dee just grabs you and sits on you.
Yeah, you take that healing.
Yeah. Deal with
This
it.
is really triggering. No, I don't deserve it.
Someone give her the water.
Now I want to do the water.
Yeah.
Can I go over there and do the water?
Yes, you go over and I'm gonna say, how much water are you gonna administer a dose?
I'm going to administer a dose.
Great.
We just have to try this.
We're down to 3 servings. Dee, would you like to heal? Meanwhile, would you like to try to heal Hannah?
Yes.
Please don't. A leader wouldn't.
Same roll, basically.
Yes, 2d6 plus heart.
A leader wouldn't let you heal them. They wouldn't selfishly take the water for themselves.
That's 5 plus 2, 7.
A 7. I'm gonna say roll 1d8 to see how much you get healed. Not 2d8, just one.
I have it somewhere. There it is. 6.
Wonderful.
You healed the burns.
Yes, Hannah's. Luckily, Hannah. Yes, the
Jekyll and
burn.
Hyde.
Your singed bangs and like the singed kind of red skin around your face slowly begins to heal and slowly goes back to your normal skin tone hue.
But I'm still blushing. Like, I don't.
Just take a breath, okay? Just take a breath and think before you do anything else right now.
Fine.
Violet, as you administer the water, not only do you start to see the burns on Aveline's face disappear and calm themselves with just a few scars of remnants of what happened.
Parallel or
Parallel.
right?
Okay. From Aralel's face, you then see almost Braga while you're holding her down, you feel her back lurch forward as from without of her mouth, this smoky gray shadow just kind of slithers out and screeches in the sunlight as it looks for its next host.
Okay. I really want to figure out how to contain it, or do we wait for it to die in the sun?
I don't know.
Ooh, Betty, no, what would you like to do?
I don't know if it's gonna work, guys, but it's better than nothing. I grab one of Bobbitt's empty canisters and I try to just put it in a jar.
Roll me 2d6 plus panic, because that's what's quick thinking.
I truly love
This is how
that
we catch
idea.
fireflies out in the
It's how you catch
I love
berries, too. Woo.
9.
With a 9, Betty, you are able to kind of snag it in this cup like a firefly for an instant, but you feel it shaking within your palms. You will not be able to hold on to it. You have not successfully captured it. You will not be able to hold on to it for another turn, but you have one turn at least to kind of plan out what you want to do with
guys,
it.
the catching is not working at all. Try to blast it with light.
I'm going to jump up and grab it and try to use my strength to hold it. Because now that I'm not holding down Aralel anymore, I have more freedom to move around.
Roll me 2d6 plus guts. And we have 0 rerolls.
Yeah, cool.
I will let you know when we have more.
Thank you.
Maybe just blast it with light. I don't know.
Okay, that's going to be a 12.
Woo!
Man,
Braga.
all the rolls I didn't get for the last several weeks are all coming in now, and I'm very happy about it.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Braga, it is almost not just your strength that is with Betty holding this cup together. It is something else from the two of you working together that begins to settle this shadow as the cup stops. This cup stops rattling and rests within your hands.
Huh. I wonder why that. It seems kind of cool.
Would you like to open the cup?
Are we able to hold it up towards the sunlight at all?
Yes.
So let's open it, but let's tilt it so that the opening is pointing towards the sunlight. So if it's still moving, it will.
Don't open it!
As you open it and aim it towards the sunlight, you hear this nasty screech from inside the cup as you take it back down to look into it, and whatever was in there has now completely vanished.
Okay.
Guys, my firefly catching thing totally works.
Well done, Betty.
All right.
In the sun.
All right, let's get the rest of these bad boys.
There's 4 more. We only have 3 more waters, so we need to figure out something else for at least one of them.
What happened?
I'm gonna. Oh.
As Aralel comes to. What happened? Oh my. Oh. No. The ivory fiddle. The ivory fiddle that I was entrusted with. As you see her begin to pick up the pieces of the fiddle within her hands.
I have I'd like to reconstitute it.
Yes. How can you reconstitute it? I'm
It is
curious. What is your spell?
I do have it, but I didn't. I'm trying to stay in character.
While she's looking, I'm just gonna go over to Aralel and be like, "We'll try to help you fix it, but it had to be done. I'm so sorry."
What's going on? My head feels like
That monster attacked you and broke your fiddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me 2d6.
No, I don't think I would actually.
Okay.
I would say, I'm
ready to
sorry,
back
you
you
were
up.
hurting someone. I couldn't let it happen.
So I can't say this word.
Prestidigitation.
I don't think
Yeah,
I'm clever enough to do that, to
prestidigitation.
make that lie. I think I would be like, I'm sorry, you were hurting him. I couldn't let it happen.
Did one of those. Did the thing. Did it get.
Yeah.
It was in you.
And it did some really, really bad stuff with the fiddle.
And I point to Ulrich's shoulder where it's like cut open.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to have my bard license revoked for sure. You're never supposed to commit any harm on another bard.
You
It
have us
wasn't
as
you. It
witnesses.
wasn't you. We all
wasn't
saw
you.
it.
I take my wand and touch one of the shards and try to roll that spell.
Roll me 2d6 plus canny.
Why do I bother rolling at all? 5, 6.
Hannah, do you need new dice?
You asking me that in game?
G. Emily is asking you. Do you need new dice?
I need for Zach to not have touched them before.
What was the number?
That was a 6. I do need new dice.
I think they're over there by the screen.
Oh, no, I have a different.
Okay.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, with a 6.
No.
Hannah, as you begin to place your wand towards the shards, almost as if the opposite effect begins to happen. Instead of the shards coming together, you emit a powerful wind that blows the shards of her fiddle away. And Aralel just sits there.
Now they're. I just walk away.
This is real bad. This is real bad. Let's go find the
Hannah,
rest of the
do that, but
monsters.
with the creatures.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys are doing just fine without me. Never
we
mind.
need you.
I
We need you.
I get up
No,
and
do
go.
that win thing. It was great.
No. I know when I'm being made fun of, you bitches. I'd like to walk away. Please, you can do this without me. Violet knows what she's doing. I've done nothing but cause harm. See you later.
Hannah, you walk away.
Yep,
You separate from the group.
sure do.
Hannah.
Hannah, we need you.
This isn't
That's
time.
I'm
right.
out of earshot.
That's what you wanted to hear. I said it, so let's just keep moving.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for some type of cup or similar thing to what Betty used.
Roll me 2d6 plus canny. Search the area.
9.
D, you are able to find a goblet and a handkerchief that was close to it that will create some kind of capturing source.
Okay, all right. I got something. I'm ready. Okay.
I run over to where is it Dermond? Dermond
Yes.
and
Uh,
Veldrin are?
Dermond and Veldrin. Dermond Reigns.
Dermond Reigns. Hey guys, we could use a little help. I know you guys are hiding back there. I can see you.
Veldrin peeks out from behind his easel. I don't know how to fight. I don't know how to fight.
Totally do.
Don't know how to fight.
Oink! I remember you from. Well, if you want to help save this town, the people who are going to pay for your art, then you can help us. Dermond, how about you? Come on, we're buds now.
Dermond looks at Veldrin and just, come on,
Yay!
we've got to do something. As Dermond, who was once wearing a very small artist's apron on, attending Veldrin's booth, removes the apron and just from behind the stall just withdraws this huge flail and just holds on to it as Veldrin rolls his eyes, and you see from underneath his kind of paisley artist shirt, you see 2 assassin's wrist cuffs appear as 2 hidden blades underneath.
What a surprise. We're all so
told you.
shocked.
Oh, wow.
All right, so we're looking for people or animals or anything with shadowy eyes. Gotta blast it with light. You guys make light? I don't know, but the sun works too.
Can I
All
make,
right.
Can I? Oh, sorry. Can I make a I technically can equip light as one of my spells, but I know we're not going by those rules. Can I make light, like, with an object?
I'm gonna say, yeah, you can make light. You can
Okay.
I'm gonna say you can make light, yeah, for a certain amount of time.
Okay, so I'll just have the goblet as my light-making object when the time is ready. I'm ready.
Can I? Oh, I
yes.
just wanted to ask, how bright is the sun right now? Like,
The sun it's about noon. It's about noon to
Great.
1, so the sun is in its highest peak on the longest day of the year.
great.
So the grade are needing to possess more and more beings more and more frequently. Hannah, where are you?
I have walked out of the fairgrounds, and I go to a different clearing, and I'm sitting in the middle of the clearing, and I'm trying to meditate and garner back my actual powers and like get like centered. And either I'm trying to contact my demon. He's not responding. But I'm also super frustrated that like I keep on relying on my demon to make up for the skills I don't have. So I call my mom.
I was about to say, Hannah, as you try and focus on contacting your demon, instead your enchanted stone of far speech starts to vibrate within your pocket.
Avita's mother. Now's not a good time.
Anytime's a good time with me. What's going on? From the ether plane, I sense that something is not right.
Well, why don't you fix the problem then?
I would if I could, and you know that I would be there to help you in an instant. Hannah, is everything okay?
I'm no good at this. I'm not good at this. If I'm good at it, it's because I'm lucky. You know.
You, Hannah Vasari.
No, Mom, it's not. That's just my name. I'm not special. I didn't even fucking graduate. You know, you're the one who was talented and has magic, and I had to use my demon, and he wouldn't even come back when I actually needed him. I only summoned him in order to win a bard off. You know, it's such a waste of time. I should have just stayed in bard school.
Hannah, you are the daughter of one of the most powerful necromancers.
And I'm not powerful.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. You just think that because you're my mom. I throw it.
Roll me 2d6 plus skill.
8.
With an 8, as you throw it, you narrowly miss a rock, but it does kind of land with a thud, and you start to feel the connection with your mother being slightly severed. Hannah, you cannot leave me hanging like this. Hannah, please, you are... I know you are so much greater and so much stronger than you let yourself believe. I wish I could have watched you grown up. I wish I could have been there to teach you, to work on spells with you, to see you go off to mage college. And people, you don't need college to determine your worth. You don't need schools to determine your worth, Hannah. You are worth so much to me and your father and your friends, and you have such a power within you that I do not have within myself. You have so many people who love you and care about you, and I know you love and care about them as well, and that, Hannah, is your greatest aspect. Hannah, please. Please pick up.
I charm it to like float back to me. Slowly though.
And I don't know what you're facing out there, but I can sense that it is not easy. It is something terrifying, and that's coming from someone who exists in a spectral plane. I can only offer you so much, but Hannah, I love you, whatever this is. You must stop it. I know you can. But you have to stop this. This is something that you and your friends have never dealt with before, and the likes of which can bring on the end times.
That's no pressure. How am I supposed to do that?
How did you and your friends stop Narikoth?
I didn't do anything in that. It was all D.
Hannah, you saved your friends. You woke them up. You brought them back.
I just feel like people would be better off if I wasn't around.
Hannah, you know that's not true.
I'm not so sure. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Maybe.
I'll be waiting.
And I'd like to go back to meditation.
Great, you go back to meditation. Betty Violet Braga D. What are you doing in this current moment? As D, you have when we last saw you all, you have found your cup, preparing it to become your light source.
We want to get situated. I think. Try to see if there's anyone else we can see that has the smoky eyes.
Great, roll me 2d6 plus canny.
Oh God, somebody else should have done this because my candy's not good. That is a 7.
A 7. You don't see anyone physically around you right now that you're able to discern, Violet. However, you are able to hear the terrifying neighs and whinnies of the horses near the jousting and battle arena.
Onward to the joust.
I help Aralel up because she was still on the ground from me knocking her down, so I help her up to her feet, and then I kind of like swing my swords and axe and kind of head off towards the battlefield.
I follow them.
Erlal just kind of looks after all of you and immediately goes to Ulrich and then starts to tend his wounds.
All right, Zerman. All right, Veldrin. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Now, what exactly is going on here?
It's always old magic, isn't it, with us? Never
like
never
it.
that good new magic that's so much easier to defeat, huh?
Yeah.
We gotta beat him up, knock him out, expose him to light.
So these smokiness. These are demons. What is it?
Oh, old gods, you said? Old gods.
It's
Old gods.
It's magic from the old gods.
The Greys?
Yeah.
The Greys?
Oh,
They're called Grade.
Grade?
The Grade.
Great. I've never heard of such thing, but I mean, we've all heard the stories in the fairy tales of old magic and the fables of how the world was made through old magic.
This is bad, isn't it?
It feels terrifying that this is real. Well, so are we supposed to kill him?
No, knock him
Or
out.
are we, as you
We're
see
trying
Veldrin
not to.
flashing
Not the
out
rules.
his assassin's blades, his hidden blades, supposed to kill him, or are we supposed to knock him out, or
We're trying not to kill them. It doesn't seem to need to be killed to kill them, so
not kill?
yeah, if you can knock them out or blast them with light of some sort, or we have this water that seems to be helping. We only have 3 more of those, and there's 4 more of these creatures left.
But we know that light actually destroys the evil inside.
Yeah. So
They seem to struggle in the sunlight.
right.
Sorry.
And if I catch him in here and cast light, then
Circle.
It's really complicated. Just help us knock people out.
That I can do.
Great.
if they have the
Smoky
gray
eyes,
smoky
not just
eyes,
any
not-
people.
Yeah,
Oh wait, that's a strong clarification. So I can't just go nope. You see Veldrin's eyes that were then focusing on a young dragonborn male. Like Veldrin goes, yep.
All right, let's go get these little horsies.
Let's do it.
All right. As you approach the battle arena, you see this beautiful oval-like arena with perfectly grazed and brushed sand. It appears that the battle and like the arena that you were possibly going to be judges of did not commence amidst all of this chaos. you see the two challengers that you met within the VIP tent, Orem and Kreia, in a fierce test and feat of strength against each other as they seem to be wrestling each other on the ground.
Can we see either of their eyes?
You roll me 2d6 plus canny, because they're kicking up a lot of dust in the air as they are trying to pin one another to the ground.
Okay, that's going to be 8 minus 1, 7.
With a 7, you see Gray closely orbiting around Orem. You don't see it as much around Kree, as you see her body kind of flash up amidst the sandy cloud, and you see her eyes that are normal for a moment.
Okay. I go, Violet, let's get them apart.
Okay.
You grab which one doesn't have gray on them?
Kreia.
Okay. You grab Kreia, I'll get him. And
Okay.
I go, so we kind of
I'll go be near them.
Ready with your cup.
Yeah.
Dermot and Velderin just kind of. You got this. You got this. We're back up. We are ready to support
there's
you whenever.
more coming somewhere, so just keep an eye out
We are.
for their
we are
friends.
back to back, as you see Velderin and Dermot do they get back to each other. They get back to back as they begin to create a 360 degrees scan of the area, making sure the other is not hurt. Violet, so you would like to pin down Kreia. 2d6 plus guts.
Yeah, I keep doing this wrong. All right, that is a 10.
With a 10. And we do have one reroll. Thank you so much for the reroll. With a 10, yes, Violet, you are able to jump into the battle as you catch Kreia in a moment where she was kind of up and at him, and you are able to kind of grapple her away from Orem and kind of just grab her like this, and now your back's on the ground as you restrain Kreia.
Ah,
What are you doing?
we're just keeping you apart for
Something's wrong with him.
That's right. That's exactly right. And I just want to like stop, drop, and roll. Like I just want to keep rolling with her.
Roll me 2d6 plus canny.
Oh dear.
Actually, skill. I'm gonna say skill.
Oh dear.
It's
Oh
not gonna
no.
matter.
Okay. That's 6.
Oh, okay.
With a 6, we do have one reroll. Do you want to use it on this?
I think this
You're
is a
gonna
terrible
fail
reason.
anyway.
Terrible reason too.
Yeah.
No,
okay to fail
I'll deal
sometimes.
with my failure.
With a 6, Violet, as you start to begin to roll with Kreia, you are able to kind of roll with her, but you aren't able to gain enough of a momentum to where you start a roll, but then you end up with her kind of with her stomach on the bottom of the grass or the bottom of the arena. You're kind of on her back holding her. As you forgot to realize that she was still wielding her giant bronze battle axe on her back, and it starts to kind of cut into your cheek for 1 point of damage.
God.
Ugh.
Oh no, my fault. Couldn't stop while I was ahead.
All right. So I'm going for what's the name again? Sorry.
Orem.
Orem, and I'm just like trying to slam him into the ground, just like with like not even a body slam, like a body slam. Like I'm trying to like throw him down.
Roll me 2d6 plus guts.
Can I help?
Yes, you can.
I'll try to trip him so that he falls a little easier.
Ooh.
you.
So yes, Betty, roll 2d6 plus your Braga bond.
Ooh.
10.
Ooh.
10. Braga, you get a +2 to this roll.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Betty. All right. So that's 2. So that's 4 plus 2. So that's 6. That's 8 total.
8 total. So thanks to Betty's help, yes, Betty, you come over and you trip Orem as Orem starts to come to his feet in this hazed grade rage. You trip him to his feet as Braga, while he's falling, you are able to pin him to the ground, but unfortunately, he takes a mighty fist up to your right cheekbone for 1 point of damage.
Cool.
As you start to feel a bruise forming on your face.
That's my good cheek.
Do you get him?
Okay. I get close enough to his face that the goblet's right in it and cast light.
Roll me 2d6 plus skill. As he writhes.
That's an 8.
So with an 8, you are able to cast light within your cup, and you are able to put it close to Oren's face as you see the shadow, the grade within him start to writhe and detest the light as you try to exorcise it out of him. Unfortunately, though, he swipes at you and kind of messes up your focus and kind of knocks the cup off to the ground, still filled with light. As he reaches up with his hands and grabs your neck, Braga. What do you do?
I guess I'm going to do a Defy Danger, where I'm going to use my like my will to like grab his because I'm kind of pinning him down now, so I'm going to grab his hands up with mine to kind of pull them apart from me.
Great. I'm gonna say this with Canny.
Okay.
So some quick thinking.
Okay, 5 plus. That's gonna be a 5.
A 5.
Yeah, because I'm gonna reroll. Reroll,
We have
right?
one
Yeah.
reroll.
Should I or should I take
Yes.
the? Okay. 3 and that's 7. So that's still a 6.
Still a 6. So unfortunately, with the 6, as you try and kind of grab and try to fling his hands off, the grade within him only causes him to be more and more stronger. Suddenly, this unbeknownst strength. You would think that even though he is a battle-worn, trained dwarven man who has seen his share of battle, suddenly it is as if this otherworldly power consumes you as you start to feel the breath being choked out of your lungs as you find yourself gasping for air, Braga, and taking 6 points of damage.
I'm
looking pretty
we
bad.
gotta
Just
knock
so
this. We gotta knock this guy out.
absolutely. I want to get rangy. Now that I'm basically laying on this axe, right? I just want to take it and I want to knock his hand back so that he's sort of pinned down.
This is a huge battle axe. This is a 2-handed, 4-foot-long axe. You can still grab it. I'm just saying it's not going to be as easy as just
maybe
just
mine.
a hand axe.
I'll just take my hand
You're going
axe
to take
then.
your hand axe. Great.
Yeah.
And you want to just kind of throw it, or you want to pop him?
I want to throw it. That's my area.
Great. Roll me 2d6 plus skill. That's your area.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay.
My area is and I have +2, so 6, 7, 8, 9.
Great. With a 9, yes, you are able to take your axe and throw it at Orem's hand. You are able to kind of knock it back. He's still got one hand on Braga, but its grip is loosening, and you're going to be able to struggle out of it a little bit better, but he still is writhing underneath. Braga now taking this other hand to try and grab her.
Do I go for the goblet or the shield? I'm gonna take my shield and just smack the other hand.
So you're
Real hard.
Roll me 2d6 plus guts.
10.
Ooh, great.
With a 10, D, as you take your shield, you see that the golden emblem on the front of it starts to reflect the light from the sun. As you take your shield and you bash Orem's hand with it, directing this bright beam of light almost into his eyes as his free injured hand cowers back and tries to trying to cover the light that is now hitting him in the eyes as you see his mouth, similar to Arley.
I call her early.
Sort of see the smoke then start to escape from his unhinged jaw as the grade then escapes from his body.
I jump on in there and I catch it in the jar I still have from before.
I'll make 2d6 plus
Betty,
Hanny.
good job, Betty.
What a smidge.
Wow, 11 and 12, that's a 13.
Oh, Betty, yes.
Betty, as you jump up to encase this grade, you are, you almost leap off of Braga's back. You take a step off of Braga's back as you do this flip in the air as you take the cup and you just capture the grade in it. And then as you land, you open it up again right at the sun as the grade then dissipates.
Yes, that's 2. We got this.
Oh, 2.
Glorious smidgen.
Yeah.
God, you're brilliant.
Thanks.
Hannah, what are you doing?
I am now meditating, and I feel like I have finally been able to commune with my demon and talk to him.
Roll me 2d6 plus heart.
Well, the one time is a 10.
Yes.
Whatever it takes.
Honest to goodness.
You close your eyes and you find yourself almost in this open white space where there is nothing, yet there is everything. As suddenly before you, almost in an instant, you see the gray horned face of the demon that not only is your true father, but is also the source of your power.
I don't want to work with you anymore.
You are part of me, Hannah.
I want to find my own power and my own way and my own magic. And I don't want to be identified with you anymore. You don't come to me when I need you.
Hannah, you are a half-demon. You have the horns to prove it. There is nothing you can do. There is nothing you can hide away from the world to disown me. I am a part of you.
And you're not there for me when I need you. And you don't help me, and I make mistakes. And if you're super powerful, you're really shitty at it.
With great power comes...
Don't be pithy with me. It's time for me to be on my own. You can keep the fucking horns on my head. I can't change what my DNA is, but I can change that you have a say over what my life is, and I don't want that anymore.
All right, Hannah. I guess this is goodbye.
You don't guess, it is.
For now. As you see him dissipate, and Hannah, from within you, you almost feel this kind of, almost like someone kind of punched you in the gut, and almost this loss of air, this loss of sense, this loss of something within you that escapes for a moment.
I'd like to test whatever magics I might have.
Mm-hmm.
Like to recollect maybe one of my beginning spells from Mage University or something.
One of the first spells that a mage learns is Mage Light, which is a simple light incantation that is helped to perhaps assist the late-night mage studier while reading in their bed in the complete darkness, or perhaps to illuminate a cave for a young mage adventurer.
Or to get it on.
With a light.
No, you need a light to go into the cave because you got a hot sophomore. Never mind, I didn't do that.
Roll me 2d6 plus skill.
My skill is 0, and that is an 8.
You start to feel this power from within you as you summon the mage light. It is not as bright as perhaps you had wished it. It is not as round and perfect as you had wished it. But this mage light is something that you, Hannah, have created on your own, by yourself, out of your own will.
Okay, I can go back. This is good. This is good. And I try to keep it lit as long as I can.
Roll me 2d6 plus canny.
Oopsies. Is there a roll?
There are no rerolls. What is
That's
it?
a 5.
With a 5, Hannah, as you start to kind of walk back, it's almost as if you were balancing an egg on a spoon as you try to retain this mage light that's like slightly floating at the edge of your wand, trying to keep it not too high and not too low, but just in the right direction. And unfortunately, as you trip over a rock and the mage light just kind of...
That's okay. I did it once. I can do it again. And as I walk back, I keep on practicing.
You keep on. We see, these like little orbs of mage light appearing from within the forest, outside of the clearing of the Palisades.
Evoke our
Summer
Lumos.
Solstice
Evoke our
Festival.
Lumos.
We cut back to the battle arena where our rat queens had just eliminated one of the grade from Orin Largegut. The elder dwarf.
It's unfortunate.
That's the first time we're hearing that.
It's unfortunate, but true.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting on
Dwarven
right now.
names are quite descriptive.
Large gut or large gut?
Large gut.
Large gut.
Large guts.
I just want to make sure I can take my notes well.
Okay,
From
so that's 2
Orm
down. There's 3
Largegut.
more.
Dermot and Veldrin, still kind of 360ing each other, come up to you both and, well, it looks like, this is going really, really well. I know, all right, I'm gonna come clean. Look, I used to be a bounty hunter.
We really are.
Oh, wow.
She told us already.
Yeah, I told everybody.
Wait, what? No, how did you know? No, I've been keeping a low profile
I just-
for about 10 to 15 years or so.
Yes, I just know stuff. You know, I saw you before. I've been doing this for a long time, buddy. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Shit.
And we were best friends, so she told
Of course, she tells you.
She told me.
Yeah, it trickled. Really.
Dermot tells me everything. I tell Dermot everything. We're thick as thieves. I get it. It's your pack. It's your wolves. You gotta stay true to the pack. I get it.
There are old gods, right? Just as a heads up, there are still old gods.
Old gods, yes.
Old gods.
Okay.
As you see Dermot, whose large, huge figure casts a shadow over you. He smiles and well, what are we going to do next? Where suddenly you see this.
Not my new best friend.
We were gonna set him up with Aveline.
Do. What am I going to do?
I don't like how this is sounding.
You see this glaive. This beautiful jade glaive suddenly find its way
No!
into Derman's neck.
Oh,
Not
no!
That was his
completely,
best neck.
not completely severing it, but as you see Derman shudder as he kind of stumbles, clutching his neck as the glaive is then removed. And then as his body falls, standing in front of you, glistening, blinding in the summer solstice light, you see this golden-plated armor of an individual standing in front of you. For a moment, you feel a sense of relief, light, hope, help. You cannot see the face of your mysterious friend from behind their helm, which still covers their face. But what you can clearly see is their scaly jade-like tail slowly snaking from side to side. This figure just stands there. What would you like to do?
Hey, what are you doing? That's my friend.
What? Who are you? What? That was a good person. They were helping us.
I'm super duper mad at this guy. I want to run up to him and try to knock his helmet off.
Great, roll me 2d6 plus guts.
That's a 5.
Betty, unfortunately, as you try to run up and knock the helmet off of this huge towering figure, the glaive suddenly flashes in the sunlight and you feel it go into your left palm for 4 points of damage.
No, blind rage.
yeah,
Blind rage. Yeah.
As suddenly you see within the helm, almost as this being exhales, gray smoke come out of their mouth.
I think we both charge him.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, with weapons drawn.
Yes.
Like, I'm not
With
even going to try to
weapons
stay
drawn.
back now.
Agreed.
I'm swinging my axe at this guy. Yeah.
And I got my long.
Yeah.
Roll me 2d6 plus guts.
Definitely a great guy.
Oh, no.
Great guy. Just FYI.
So
Great
that's
guy.
5 plus
Are
2.
you
I have
saying
7. I
grade?
got a 7 on mine.
Whatever, it's a grade. It's unclear.
So it's a 7?
Yeah.
Hand hurts.
Okay.
Oh God! And I got a 7.
Okay, with a 7. 2 sevens.
2 sevens?
2 sevens. You see as this figure, as this towering figure, which D, you know to be, because you read about the festival, you read about all the people attending the festival, You know that this is the Sunburst Knight. This was supposed to be the prize fighter within the tournament. The champion of Palisades that was supposed to put on theatrical affairs and a theatrical fight to save the day. As the Sunburst Knight sees the two of you charging, they pivot and they take their stance, and knowing where you are, use your weight against you, and Violet and Braga kind of throw you both into each other. You do land, with both of your blades drawn, you do nick them in the arms for 5 points of damage, but unfortunately you two are then sent into each other, knocking each other to the ground.
Oh, God.
I mean, Veldrin, don't you want to help your friend?
Yes. Yes! As you see, Veldrin jumps up and just kind of rushes towards this knight with his two hidden blades flinging out. Unfortunately, though, his blades are not strong enough to pierce through all of this glistening gold armor as the knight simply puts a hand out and kind of crunches Veldrin's face and throws them to the side.
From the ground, I swing my axe to try to trip him, the Golden Knight. So I swing my axe at the base of his feet, try to knock him down to the ground.
Only 2d6 plus guts. D, is there something you want to do?
I'm staying back, but I'm gonna try to angle my shield again.
Man.
To see if I can reflect light into their eyes.
Another 7.
Another 7. Unfortunately, Braga, you are not able to kind of swipe at them. You kind of leave this empty swipe in the air, and while you do you get the Sunburst Knight to kind of check their feet, lose their balance for a moment. It is only for a moment, and neither of you has advantage on the other in this fight.
Okay.
D, would you like to aim your shield?
My shield, the reflective surface. See if I can get light into their eyes.
They are still wearing a shrouded helm, so their eyes are still covered by a helm, but you can still try.
Well, instead of that, I'd actually like to. Don't want to kill.
You know, if you keep...
I have an idea.
Do it.
Well, I'll say mine, but you tell me too what your idea is. I'm going to take one of my books out and try to throw it and knock the shroud off.
Knock the helm off?
Yes.
Great. Roll me
Love it.
2d6 plus skill, because you're getting rangy with your book.
Okay, cool. It's a 6. Any rerolls?
There are no rerolls.
I
No,
would
come
love
on.
to reroll on that one.
That would be really helpful.
Oh my God.
Now,
Yes.
gods.
Right now, gods? Chat gods?
Okay.
Violet, Betty, what do you got?
I'm gonna try to restrain him. I grab some rope out of my pack and I want to tie it around his tail to something sturdy to try to restrain him so he's easier to get to.
Roll me 2d6 plus canny.
Oh, God.
Is that 7?
A 7. With a 7, you take your rope and you begin to wrap it around the Golden Knight's tail and then at the nearest post within the arena. But the Golden Knight is Liv the Dragonborn, a very fearsome, powerful female Dragonborn warrior whose tail is one of her greatest strengths and assets. As you see, as Liv begins to sense that you are tying her tail to a post, rips it out, and now you just see the rope tied to the tail flinging around.
No.
You just gave her a whip.
Oh my God.
I kind of crawl away. Hannah, wherever you are, we could use your help.
Hannah, where are you?
I am regaining entrance into the summer solstice field. Do I see the battle?
You are
Field?
see the arena where the way the Summer Solstice Festival is set up. You were kind of on the opposite ends of where the arena is. You're much more towards kind of where the entrance area is with all the stalls and the stands.
So I have no idea.
merchandise.
I don't necessarily see what's going on. Do I
You
see
don't
them?
you can tell there's it seems like most everyone has either fled. There are you see a few bodies on the ground of people who have been taken out by the grade, individuals who perished, individuals who are now injured because they could not withstand the fight, as you see almost like a few zombie-like grayed individuals kind of walking around looking for their next target.
Okay, I'd like to zombie them now. I'd like to evoke our Lumos on those motherfuckers.
Wonderful. Roll me 2d6 plus skill. And I do believe we should be having the end of that poll soon. Ooh. That is going to be a fun one.
11!
Yay!
Yay! Hannah got her
11.
groove back.
Yay! You see as this young smidgen boy with grayed halo starts to charge towards you, you are able to summon a mage light so powerful that it blasts right in front of his face as you see this kind of white pure essence blast him backwards physically as well as he kind of lands to his knees as the grade kind of seeps up into the air.
And I'd like to follow it and like singe it. Like now I want to like send the fire bolt at it as I'm following the grade up.
Great, roll me 2d6 plus skill.
Oh god,
You
dear
got
Lord,
this.
help me. That's a 6. Is there any rerolls?
There are no rerolls.
Okay,
Gods, please.
This is 6.
It's a 6. With a 6.
The system is brutal.
It's really bad. Well, yeah.
You try to send a firebolt up into the air, but because you're still trying to get a handle on your own personal magic, the firebolt kind of like a Roman candle explodes out the other side, hitting you for 5 points of damage as you start, as your jacket now is caught on fire and begins to singe your arms.
Okay, so I take my jacket off and fling it at the grade.
Roll my 2d6 plus skill.
Why?
That's
That's
awesome.
not skill. That's
Oh,
canny.
or
Or guts or...
I'll say canny, yeah. That's defying danger. You're defying the danger of your own
thinking quickly.
flaming jacket.
7, 8.
With an 8, yes, you are able to. You take off your jacket. You are able to fling it at the shade.
That's
you
awesome.
kind of
Bless
hit it. You hit it for a moment, but then the jacket does not the jacket does not land on it entirely, and instead lands on a stand.
Okay. I'd like to shoot like maybe a magic missile at it or something, just to like finish it off. Or, yeah, I'd like to just kill that. I'm not done with it.
I know you're not done with it. Wonderful. Roll me 2d6 plus skill.
Okay, let's see what happens here.
Oh.
Did the gods give us any reroll?
No, no rerolls. It's a 2.
With the new dice.
Oh my god.
With a 2, Hannah. In an
I need to
instant,
go back into the forest.
this shade begins to come at you.
Oh god.
Oh no.
And as this shade approaches you, you feel terror in yourself that you have not felt in a long time. But right before the shade gets to you, you see a bright flash of mage light come out from behind you as the grayed shade evaporates in the sunlight.
I did it! Did I do it? I whip around.
Well, actually, I did it. As you see a petite, elderly woman whose taxidermied snow owl sits atop her shoulder as Elra the fortune teller lowers her staff and keeps it to her side.
You crazy old woman!
I have a name.
I was probably drunk when I first met you.
It's all right.
You're a mage?
Yes.
I just thought you were crazy, rattling some craziness off.
People think you're crazy. No one dares to ask if you're a mage.
Yeah, it's a weird act. I'm gonna just tell you.
I don't do much maging now in my old age, but, well, today I thought I'd sell fortunes at the fair. But apparently that is now off the books. So, I am here to help because what I fear is happening is something beyond all of our control.
I'm not gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna do something that's not very characteristic of me, but insist. I'm going to ask you nicely to please help me do what you just did as well as you just did, please? Because there's obviously some more, whatever these are. Please.
Hannah, in this act of selflessness, you cause a baggage to be removed from the tension.
That is awesome.
As you put down your own vanity and allow and ask for help. As Elra just smiles.
All right, don't get glib about it.
Oh, come, my student. Let's show these shades a thing or two. As you two begin to make your way through the festival grounds. Meanwhile, back at the arena, the fight with Liv, the Dragonborn, rages on as Veldrin swings more and more at Liv, unfortunately not laying any kind of blow.
I want to honor Dee's idea that she's going to have this light. So I would like to throw Betty onto the helmet so that she can pull it off.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, shit.
I will help by being on the ground and like distracting the knight, distracting her while she does that. So like, I'm letting her target me so that
So
can happen.
Braga, roll your violet bond. We do have 3 rerolls.
Yes!
Thank you so much
Wow.
for the
Yes.
rerolls.
I am gonna do that one of those.
Yay.
No, okay.
Doesn't count.
Here, I'm gonna try this
Yes.
time.
Yes, let's do
That's
it.
been-
Yes.
Okay. Oh, well, great. Oh well, so that's worse. It was actually better last time.
You use a reroll.
Just
Use
do
one?
it.
Okay.
Yes.
One more.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. That's an 11 plus my 2
Wow.
bonds, so that's 13.
Yes.
Wonderful. And that was with the second reroll,
Yeah.
yes? Wonderful. We have 1 reroll remaining. So that's a
Should've cut that
13.
first
So now, Violet, when throwing Betty, you have a +2. Betty, you get prepared to be tossed by Violet.
Okay.
Violet, roll me 2d6 plus skill because you're getting rangy with Betty.
So it's this +2 plus my skill.
Yes.
Okay, great. Oh God.
Oh, you're going to need those.
Okay. So that's 12.
Woo! With a 12. Yes, both of you, describe me this Betty toss.
Time for a mini Betty climber.
That's exactly right.
All right. I scrunch down and I jump up in the air in front of you.
Yes. And then I take her. I sort of like go sideways and pick her up by the waist so that I can haul her that way, and she can do a backflip and grab the helmet.
All right. I flip backwards, and on the middle of a flip, my legs are in the air, my hands are down. I grab the helmet and I flip back away. By
Flip
taking
back away.
and grabbing the helmet.
Great. Yes, you are. Yeah, as this beautiful flip commences, Betty, you like the axle of which you are spinning lands so perfectly. Like in this amazing slow motion cut, you see Liv the Dragonborn's head kind of as the smidgen just comes spinning out of the air. As within your over her head, almost winking at her, I imagine Betty to do, you grab the helm and rip it off Liv the Dragonborn's face, revealing this beautiful jade green, scaly Dragonborn woman with long brown hair and a tight, thick braid on her back, whose eyes are clouded gray with smoke coming from them.
You're up, D.
You want to reflect that light? Yeah, roll me 2d6 plus your, let's see, roll me 2d6 plus, I'm going to say canny because you're using your quick thinking with your shield.
That is a 7. Oh, no, sorry, it's a 6.
Oh.
Canny, you said.
You have one more reroll.
With
Yes.
the 6, wait, we have 2 rerolls, but
Reroll.
But.
D. Yes, use a reroll. Sorry, I misread that. I apologize.
On this.
Yes, please.
With a 6, you totally fail.
Oh, that's right.
Another. We have one more,
Yeah,
right?
one
We
more
have it.
reroll.
But I'm the bad roller.
Gave it to me. 6 again. Sorry, guys.
6 again. Unfortunately, D, as you try to reflect the light from the sun off of your shield, you're noticing that you're getting a lot of interference because the armor that Liv is wearing is golden radiant armor, so all light that is trying to be reflected at her is in fact being reflected away from her. But suddenly, in a turn of events, Braga and Violet, you feel inspired to work together.
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
All right, so I'm kind of still getting on the ground. So what I think is going to happen, because I was like distracting her, so I think I'm going to like kind of like shoulder check her, and then you're just like knock her down. Or what are you going to do when I like check her? So she's like knocked back when I hit her, and then what do you do?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think you're gonna knock her down, and I'm gonna actually keep going with Dee's idea and use some reflective surface from my armor to try to blind her.
Perfect.
With the light.
Wonderful. So yes, Braga, as you kind of
I'm kind of getting up from the ground and shoulder checking her. So I guess I'm concentrating on the knocking her down part.
Great.
You're concentrating on this shining the light from your armor onto her part.
Yes, Braga, you successfully are able to shoulder check Liv into kind of a vulnerable position onto the ground where she's kind of on her back, she's splayed. As Violet, you kind of step in front of her, and from the golden Rat Queen's emblem that not only is on your chest piece but also on your belt, you are able to just hit the light so perfectly that you pierce it right into Liv's eyes.
Yes.
Thank you, chat, for the combo move.
Yes,
oh my gosh.
thank you.
We needed it.
Thank you.
Now look at this. Look at this, Liv.
As Liv you see Liv, the Dragonborn, kind of pass out in exhaustion as she kind of falls backwards onto the ground as the shade escapes. But almost in an instant, just explodes into light because of all of the light that is coming off of Liv's radiant armor.
Thank goodness.
Thank you, chat, for answering the poll.
Oh dear.
No.
Meanwhile, we cut back to Hannah, who with Elra the fortune teller, I should say, with mage abilities, you begin to make your way through the stalls of the Palisade Summer Solstice Festival. As you pass through the stalls, you see the bodies of smidgens, dwarves, humans, half-elves, full elves, half-orcs, orcs, dragonborn, raven folk alike, just kind of either injured, trying to console each other, or no longer moving on the ground. As you pass a stall that you recognize with the green checkered tablecloth, you hear the cries and terrified screams of a young dwarf girl as you look over and see Mini Stormhand being possessed by a shade.
The mom.
The mom.
Am I able to make eye contact with the little girl?
You are not. You can tell, like, from what you saw Violet do, you can see that this woman, Minnie, this possessed woman, is now approaching kind of the area of the booth where you assume that Winnie is hiding inside of.
Hey, bitch!
She turns her head, slowly kind of moving a little off, like her actual neck kind of flexibility.
I turn to Elra quietly and say, we can't kill her. We just gotta get... I was really mean to her when I met her for the first time.
That's the pear lady.
Yes, it's the pear lady, and she
All
has some
right.
sort of weird emotional connection with Violet, so we have to...
Well, she's a dwarf.
I guess that's something, you know.
Oh, I know a lot about dwarf culture, but yes, let us take care of this.
Do you know everything?
When you're my age, you do.
All right.
Please show me what you've learned in our short time of me teaching you while we've been walking through this hellscape.
Well, did I get more skill by being with you?
You've just gotten better. I mean, we've been working on it. Practice makes perfect.
All right, I just wanted to see if I feel positive about, you know, like, more positive about
Snowy, I think she's pushing it. So she starts to, like, coo her taxidermied petrified owl that sits on her shoulder on this like nice little shoulder strap.
Okay, fine. Later. I'm gonna, Lumos it.
Great. Only 2d6 with skill.
Okay, that's a 5. Is there?
There are no rerolls.
Okay.
As you attempt to Lumos towards Mini
Why is it
Stormhand,
working?
nothing happens for an instant. And then in your frustration of nothing coming out of your wand, suddenly this huge blast, more like a magic missile of sorts and not like mage light, comes shooting through as you take out 2 of the beams supporting the booth, as now the roof begins to collapse and starts to trap Winnie within the stand.
Oh God! Get the grate out of her. I have to get this child.
You turn around, you see that Elra then has, like, from behind you, this half-elf boy has come and kind of taken Elra up by the arms, and she's currently in a strife with him.
Oh,
Hannah, you are all on your own.
Okay. Elra, do you have skills to get yourself out of this?
Huh?
Elra, do you have skills to get yourself out of this?
She's just, don't touch Snowy, as she sees her, like, kind of flailing her arms back.
I feel pretty hopeless, so I, in an instant, stab my wand into this elf boy's eyes.
Roll me 2d6 with guts.
6.
Your wand snaps in half.
Oh, fuck.
As Minnie makes her way towards you.
Okay, I'd like to run at her at like a full gallop and like slide under her legs so that I can, or dive under her legs so I can get to Winnie.
Great, roll me 2d6 with skill.
How far is this from where we're at? Will we have heard that stall collapse?
No.
Okay.
There is a little too much chaos going
All right,
on, and
worth
these
a
are pretty
shot.
big fairgrounds.
Worth a shot.
What is it?
2d6, what's that I say? I'm going to say...
It doesn't matter. It's a fail.
I'm going to say canny.
Yeah, it's up to 6.
The 6. You try to get a running gallop and then begin to slide, but then you trip and fall just flat on your face as you feel Minnie's boot begin to push your head into the ground.
I reach around and grab her by the ankles and pull her down.
How much 2d6 was guts?
Okay.
You see Elra begin to like cast tiny bursts of mage light to dispel the boy that is holding her.
That's what I was saying, Elra. Just to protect yourself a little bit. It's a 6, 9, 10, 11.
Ooh,
There
an
you go.
11. So you wanted to grab her ankle?
And pull her down.
Yes, with an 11, Hannah, you grab Minnie's ankle so, like, just securely as you just whip her down, as you feel her crash on her back onto the festival grounds right next to you. As she turns her head and you see her teeth, the smoke starts to pile out of her teeth as her eyes flash brighter with a gray.
Cool. I'd like to throw myself on top of her and start smacking her in the face and said, "You're gonna kill your child! You're a bad mother! You need to be here for your child! No one else can protect your child! She's not gonna be able to grow up! This is your fault!"
Only 2d6 plus cuts, because this is a very physical move.
I'm trying to emotionally wake her up. That's a 13.
Yeah!
With a 13, as you continue to slap this dwarf woman that you are on top of, with each slap, as you kind of vocally remind her, like, you're a mother, you're going to hurt your child, you start to see this, once again, similar to Arelel, you start to see this kind of cow menacing face begin to soften and almost... You're starting to reach to Minnie's humanity.
Yeah.
We cut back over to the arena. As you see, Veldrin is now dressing Bergdrin's wounds.
All right.
So there's 2 more. We have to find out where they are, and we have to find them fast because they're getting
Germans.
angrier and angrier.
All right. Can we see anything? Can we assess the area?
You see incredibly clearly the frantic, outfit torn, hair unpinned figure of Aveline Ibbett just bolting towards you all.
Oh, no.
In just fear, rage, horror, every single emotion. You see that her makeup's running from just these tears streaming across her face. You see that her right arm is like ripped, where you see there's like kind of been blood and she's been kind of injured somewhat as she runs towards you. Oh, you're all right.
And you're all right, thank goodness.
I'm trying. I can't do this by myself. I'm doing my best.
You don't have to do it by yourself. The Rat Queens are here.
All right. I mean, you seem to be having a handle on whatever in Bilford Boggin is happening here.
Have you seen any more of them anywhere around here?
One got the best of me, but I don't know. I did something and it knocked the living gray out of it apparently as it shot in the air, but then it flew into someone else.
Who?
I've just been. I think it was a young half-elf boy back there.
Well, let's go,
Why
guys.
don't we run that way?
You look and you see Dermot and Veldrin just kind of on the ground. Veldrin looks up at you all. Well, I'm gonna stay here with Dermot. I don't think I can move him with such a horrible injury. So if you see any other clerics, please.
Here, and I give him one of the waters. We have 3, and there's
You
only
have
2.
3 waters.
So.
Well done.
As you pour the water onto Dermot's wounds, you see that the huge gash within his neck begins to close up as his kind of incapacitated self gasps back to life in Veldrin's arms. As you see Veldrin's eyes will fill up with tears as he embraces his lifelong friend, protector, compatriot.
And does Liv look okay?
Liv begins to come to as she kind of holds her head in her claws. What in God's name did I do?
Beat us up super good.
Was I drunk?
No, he's possessed by some ancient old spirit thing. We're working on it.
Speaking of which, and then Braga runs off in the direction of the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
We're all running.
See Liv just kind of like, great,
I run
awesome.
off. I run off.
See you later, friends.
We cut back to Hannah, who is now trying to slap the humanity back into Minnie Stormhand.
You have to be there for your child. You can't just impregnate the mother and live in the demon world. I'm clearly working through some emotional.
Yeah,
couldn't tell.
Elra overhears this and is, what?
It's been a day. And I pick her up and drag her to see the cowering body of her child in fear.
Roll me 2d6 plus heart.
Oh. It's a 1.
Oh no!
There is
I know
one
what you just
reroll.
did.
Take it.
Please do, kill it. I
I,
don't know
I
what
literally
happened.
was just gonna kill her. Better 8.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Much better than a 1.
Yes.
With an 8. Yes, as you drag Minnie Stormhand over to the collapsing a pair of pairs booth, as you hear the soft, just whimpers and weeps of Winnie Stormhand, who is now currently she's not fully collapsed, but the roof of the stall is beginning to collapse on top of the table, possibly preventing her from escaping. As you bring Minnie close, Minnie now hearing kind of the wails of her daughter trying to fight against the grade that is possessing her. But Hannah, as you try to push her closer and closer, you accidentally push her too hard towards the booth, and she kind of hits the 3rd beam, and now the roof is even more collapsing. With one final hit, Winnie may be trapped within the stall.
This is your daughter. This is your fault. I toss her aside and go to get the child.
Roll me 2d6 plus Hanny.
I can't do anything right. 6, 7.
Hannah, with a 7, you are able to kind of start to pull up beams and kind of lift them up. However, it's a little too much for your strength as you see Winnie's ruddy face just full of tears and her eyes so bloodshot, see you and light up for a moment with hope. But unfortunately, the stall is too heavy for you, and in an instant, you kind of have to release it once again as you see Minnie disappear into the darkness.
Okay.
Winnie disappear into
Winnie,
the darkness.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you're small. You can get out of this.
I don't know.
Yes, you can.
I'm really scared.
You know who could get out of this?
Who?
Violet Blackforge.
Oh, she's so strong. I'm not as strong as her. I'm not allowed to play with weapons.
You are absolutely as strong, if not as stronger than her. She's so great, because you know why? Because she's got a lot of love in her heart. How much do you love your mama?
I love her a lot.
That's all you need. Violet could do anything because she loves us so much. Even when I'm an asshole. Can you climb through it just because you want to see your mama? She needs you.
I think so.
Yes, you can.
Roll me 2d6 plus...
Heart.
No, I'm going to say... Let's see. Let's say plus guts.
Okay.
So it's a very empowering speech.
10, 11.
Yes!
Yeah!
With this powerful, from your gut speech, you start to hear the rustlings from inside of the collapsed stand as you see a hand, a small dwarven hand, reach out for yours as you take it, and you see Winnie kind of with her right arm push up the beam that is blocking her in as you kind of quickly grab her and pull her in an instant as the behind her a pair of pears collapses and a happy and weeping Winnie Stormhand is in your arms.
Okay, great. You did so good.
I did it. I'm just like Violet. I did it.
You
You're
did
right.
it. You did it. Okay, I need you. This is gonna be scarier. Okay.
Okay.
I need you to hug your mommy. Okay. I know this is gonna be really scary.
I can't. She's scary. I can't do
I
that.
know. Yes, you can.
can't
If
do
you just
that.
did this, if you just did that, this is gonna be easier. She's your mama. She needs you, or I'm gonna hurt her. It's gonna be one of the two. What do you want? This is your choice now.
Roll me 2d6 plus skill. Because I'm using the get social check here, and that was a little cold.
9. You have to do this.
I'll only hug her if you hug her with me.
We'll go over there and see what happens.
Wonderful. As Winnie takes your hand and starts to walk over to kind of where Minnie Stormhand is kind of trying to pick herself up off the ground, Betty, Violet, Braga D, and Aveline Ibbett make their way towards where Aveline had described that she had seen the grade, then find themselves within this half-elf boy. As you start to see, within your distance, you start to see a figure of a half-elf boy restraining an old woman that you recognize as Elra the fortune teller, not noticing kind of off to the side the Hannah, Winnie, Minnie scene that is also
We don't
happening.
notice that.
You don't notice that yet.
Okay.
I pick up the boy, like by the scruff of his neck, by like the clothes, and kind of hold him up to the sun.
Great.
Yeah,
Roll me
I love
2d6
that.
plus
Right?
guts.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
He's a tiny boy.
He's a little boy who ruined my wand.
Okay, so that's going to be a 6 plus 2. It's going to be an 8.
So with an 8, you are able to get this boy up in the light, and you see the light start to affect him as he kind of writhes as some of the grade begins to seep out of him, but it is not enough. Perhaps another extra bit of light, perhaps from Dee's cup, can help.
I have my shield on,
Yes.
so I'd like to use that.
You like to use your shield?
Just cast light, actually. I should have done that in the first place.
Cast light on your shield. Ooh, yes. Roll me 2d6 plus skill.
Okay.
Is it,
Sorry.
you want this?
Yes, please.
Ooh.
Yes, that is a 10.
Yeah, it is.
With a 10, D, you suddenly, you put your hand on your shield, and within an instant, the Rat Queen's, the golden Rat Queen's emblem on your shield begins to glow, this incredible golden glow, as you then take your shield up to his face. you just raise your rat queen shield up to this half-elf boy's little face, and you see the gray just kind of evaporate up out of his eyes and mouth as it dissipates within the sunlight. As Elra is then dropped. Oh, Snowy! As she attends to, like, the taxidermied owl has now kind of shifted. It's still in a harness, but it's just kind of leaning off to the side as she puts it back on.
I run over and I help her put the owl on her shoulder. Hey, I remember you gave me that weird fortune earlier. What? Are you okay?
You feel her touch your forehead,
Ooh.
and you hear the words, the golden one, echoed in your mind again.
Oh yeah, golden one. Never really got around to that.
Snowy, you know what's going to happen. She kind of laughs at the owl.
I put the kid back down.
Yes, this passed out kid you just gently kind of lay him on the ground.
The golden one. Liv was golden. Liv was all golden.
I don't feel like that was it. I look at the owl. Hey, anything in here? Hello?
Shoosh! You cannot touch Snowy. He is very delicate. He has several delicate features and traits. I must take care of him.
I kind of just thought you said Snowy knew what was going on with the golden one. I thought.
Snowy does know, but he can only
important.
tell me.
Okay, can you tell me what Snowy told you about the golden one? This seems really important.
Roll me 2d6 plus heart.
Good job, Betty.
10.
Betty.
You see her look into Snowy's eyes, and then you see Snowy's eyes begin to turn gold as you find your eyes fixate on them. And the following phrase is heard within your head. That which is gold cannot be bound.
Hey guys, Scary Owl just told me that which is gold cannot be bound. Don't know what that means.
Oh, but you will. Oh, Snowy,
Oh.
you're giving away spoilers. Spoiler wording, Snowy, as you see her kind of play with his beak.
Oh my god.
Can I get situated? Because I know there's one more threat, and I want to find out where it is. I think like I'm
Yes.
kind of like leaning into my barbarian roots of like there's a fight happening. I want to focus on the fight.
Great. Roll me 2d6 plus canny.
Oop.
Oop.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be a 9.
Yeah.
With a 9, Braga, as you kind of look around, your battle senses are sensing kind of what's happening. You do see the kind of the grayed figure of Mini Stormhand. However, you do not see how close Hannah and Winnie are to hugging her.
Okay.
Oh no.
Do you want to do anything with that?
I think I'm far enough. I'm just gonna start running towards her, but
Great.
I probably won't make it in time. But
Great. Roll me 2d6 with guts.
okay.
Seeing Braga run, I'm gonna also just kind of trot behind, see what's up.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of like in battle lust at this point. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 3 plus, so that's 8 plus 2. That's 10.
Oh
With
no.
a 10.
Oh no.
Sorry, Hannah.
With a
The
10.
Jiminy made me do it.
No, I got it.
With
You
a
gotta
10, our two scenes collide.
No.
As we see Hannah holding Winnie's hand as Winnie shakes, her eyes filling up with tears as they slowly make their way closer and closer to Minnie Stormhand, who begins to take labored steps towards the two of you. Well, suddenly, this gray and black flash just passes right in front of your face, and you see Minnie there for an instant, and then you see this flash just tackle her to the ground.
Holy shit!
Mom! Mama!
It's
Winnie releases your hand.
okay. It's okay. I go towards that.
Yeah, suddenly everyone is made aware of what just happened as you now all see that Braga has just tackled a seemingly shaded Mini Stormhand as Hannah is now, you see Hannah standing there with a just kind of a damaged and kind of roughed up Winnie Stormhand.
Is Minnie like flat on the ground now? Does Braga
Yeah,
have her flat on the ground?
Like pinned.
Can
Braga's got her pinned.
Can I run behind her while she has it pinned and just open her eyes to the sun?
Oh my god.
Yeah, roll me 2d6
Watch your
guts.
hands. Watch your hands. Don't absorb the.
Yeah.
Meh.
You have no rerolls.
So violent.
Oh. Oh, let's go.
Ooh.
Plus what?
I say guts, because you're doing kind of a very physical thing.
Okay, then that's an 8.
With an 8, you are able to pull her eyes open, but the sunlight, just the blatant sunlight coming down, is not enough with her eyes. As Winnie looks horribly onto seeing you, Violet, holding open her mother's eyes as she feels incredibly conflicted of what she's seeing in front of her.
It's okay. It's okay.
We were gonna do this in a different way.
This is very bad. Oh, this
Hannah!
is very bad.
Hi.
You see,
Where did you
almost
come from?
in an instant, Winnie run up and just embrace her mom around her neck, and just kind of weeping onto her as you see her tears kind of hit her mother's headkerchief and the little apron that her mom is wearing, where suddenly, in combination with you holding her eyes open, the gray then begins to seep out of her eyes into the sun, into the open air, as Minnie comes back to her true self. However, there is still a grayed shade flying around.
Can I shoot light with my hand without my wand?
Let's try it.
Okay.
Roll me 2d6 plus skill.
Okay. 9?
Yeah.
Hannah,
It's not bad.
you feel that as if the wand were extension of your own arm, magic then begins to become an extension of your own arm as you see this kind of mage light just kind of appear from your fingers as it heads towards the shade now screeching in pain and writhing. Not enough to kill it.
I'd like to run. I realize that's not enough, so I'd like to run towards it and grab it.
Great,
with
roll me
the light.
2d6 plus canny.
Okay. 9. 9.
A 9. You grab it, and you feel the shade writhing in your hands, almost as if it's trying to enter your body.
Yeah.
But within an instant, this huge flash of mage light just baseballs your hand, and the shade out of existence as Elra taps her staff to the ground once again. It's all in the wrist, dear.
I almost had it. I almost had it.
All right.
Oh, cool. She's a mage. That's useful to know.
Yes, you think you ask a woman what she does outside of telling fortunes, she'll tell you a lot of things.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Well, how do we feel? Is that all the little squiggles we saw? Is there more?
I get up and help Minnie to her feet.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, my daughter, my daughter! As you see, Winnie just kind of now standing up. Winnie and Minnie in just a huge, just kind of motherly and daughterly embrace. As they stand there,
Oh.
and you see Aveline Ibbett standing there, just in a stance that you've never seen her stand in before.
Uh-oh.
This woman is pissed, and rightfully so. She looks at all of you. I am such a bloody idiot. You see her wipe her mouth and just kind of tear off a piece of her shirt, tie her loose hair back as you see her storm off to where the Rosencrantz family original wagon was. Do you want to follow her?
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
All five of you begin to follow her along with Elra as you make your way towards the camp. Much of the wagon has been destroyed in this explosion. There are kind of wooden fragments from wheels and the groundworks of a wagon kind of dispersed everywhere, as well as trinkets, little diaries, books, figurines, pots and pans, things that the family had within their traveling wagon are kind of strewn about as you see, Aveline make her way towards the center of where the explosion happened. Betty, I need you to roll a get situated. Roll me a canny. Roll me 2d6 plus your canny.
Okie
You
dokie.
need to see if you see something.
Machoki? Oh no. Oh.
9.
You are able to pick up that something is off about this scene. Something here is not like the others.
Aveline, hold on. There's something weird going on. Where are you going?
I'm going because, look, I wasn't the person who invited this specific talent. And Bentley, suddenly you remember from Aveline's journal. You remember a page in there regarding talent. You remember seeing point person talent in 2 columns on Aveline's notebook. You see most of the contenders, Aveline. The bards, Aveline. Ferdinand de Bolbeck, Aveline. And then you see one name, the Rosencrantz Performing Troupe. And you see, scribbled on the other side, special request by Sarah Lee Aldeviel. As you see Aveline scurrying through the wreckage, trying to find some semblance of evidence as she just is mad, crying. They did this on purpose. She did this. This was all her idea. She knew I was going. This was her trying to make me fail. As you see Aveline then ripping the debris, trying to find some piece of evidence. As Elra approaches the center of the explosion, she almost picks up something, but she hesitates in the last moment and lets it drop. My dear Aveline, this is something. Whoever contracted these people to do whatever they did, they had no idea of what they were doing. As you see Elra nudge with her staff, this very much kind of black stone skull that lies cratered in the center of the explosion. You see that the two eyes of the skull are of a grayish gemstone, hematite, this kind of iron mercury looking stone, as the eyes seem to follow you wherever you go in the light.
I would like to walk up and destroy that.
Oh.
Great. Roll me 2d6 plus your heart.
8.
With an 8D, how are you trying to destroy it?
I think I'm gonna take my scimitar and the handle of my scimitar and just try to crack it right down the middle.
As you bring the hilt of your scimitar down, you see the jaw of the skull crack within, but its 2 hematite orb of eyes still lay intact.
Can I get some muscle on this? We do not want this thing in existence.
Muscle coming right up. You got this with me?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so we both walk up, and I think with our both, like maybe with the blunt end or with the axe?
Axe.
Yeah, so we just swing our axe right down on it.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Roll me 2d6 plus... I say, can you both hold hands and roll me 2d6 plus guts together?
Okay.
Like, both cup the dice. You both each roll 1
Okay.
die.
Okay.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Okay, so 8 plus 2, so that's 10 for me.
And plus guts, is that what you said?
Yes.
And 9 for me.
Great. I'm going to say the higher number. Like, with your powers combined,
Yes!
you are able to both bring down your sword and your axe, or both axes.
I'm
I
going to use
think-
my axe.
Yeah, if she's using her axe, I'll use the sword, because that way it's a little like different.
You see, yes, these 2 blades just catching the summer solstice light for a moment as they both come down at the same exact time, cracking both hematite eyes on this skull into pieces, as the skull then begins to disintegrate into dust and just simply evaporate into the air. Elra stares at all of you. My dear, sweet ladies, I am terrified of the fate that has befallen all of you. I could not see this with Snowy. He can only tell me so much. That was a Chaosium. It's a powerful magical vessel that the old gods wielded and bestowed upon the power of unspeakable horrors. Yes, it's just... Whoever controls one of these horrid relics has the unthinkable power of any kind of chaos that you can imagine. I only heard rumor of these. These were in fables, the stories of how our worlds were formed, how our people were created, and to know that these are real, well, that means that there are more out there. I must ask if you can do this old lady a favor.
What is it?
Save us all. As we cut to the Palisades Planning Committee, where you see Aveline leading the charge, storming her way into this headquarters, just in a rage. But what you notice from the outside is disturbing. It has you on edge. You see the two figures of Sybil Cleves and Vigo Tennell, Sarah Lee's lackeys per se, simply standing and looking around at the building. Vigo looking at his own hands within his white gloves, while Sybil smells the lupine in the flower box in front of the headquarters.
I want to see what I can tell from the situation. Get situated?
Yes, roll me 2d6 plus canny. 8. You notice that something has happened to them. You don't know what, but it's not good.
Guys, they're not themselves. There's something weird going on with them.
I'd like to take both of their heads and smack them together and knock them out.
Okay, Hannah.
Roll me 2d6 plus guts.
They were mean to Abilene. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
True,
I don't
yeah.
like them. Oh no. 6? Is there a reroll?
No reroll.
6.
With a 6, as you take a step forward and try to knock their heads in, you feel Aveline's arm jut out from behind her and stop you completely in your tracks.
What, bitch?
Stop!
What?
Sybil, what's happened here? As Sybil turns around and with a big smile on her face. Oh, why, who are you? I seem to find myself in the most peculiar of places. I don't know who I am. Can you help me? I seem to have woken up in this town. Do you know who my family is? As Vigo kind of runs up to her. Yes, I don't know who I am either. I seem to be in the same predicament as this woman here. Where am I? Who am I? As Aveline just looks to you all in utter shock and horror.
I want to tell you, you are in the town of your greatest enemy, Sarah Lee. This monster that we are going to see inside. She destroyed your lives. She destroyed everything you ever wanted.
Yeah, she messed you up real bad.
They could start anew from here on out. You guys should leave.
Well, that sounds right terrible. Like, who has control over me? That sounds like the most awfulest person I know.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's awful. So you should leave and get out of the way, and don't help her
Well, okay.
anymore.
Okay, we'll
Definitely,
leave. I don't think I want to be around such a cruel person anyway. As Vigo nods rushedly in agreement as they kind of stumble their way through town. As you approach the headquarters of the Palisades Planning Committee, the door is slightly ajar. What would you like to do?
Just burn it down right now.
No, stop burning down buildings, Tana. Remember me to.
I mean, if she has another one of these things, she can do anything. So maybe we should try to play it more chill and try to
Like we don't
just
know.
assess the situation like we don't know.
We know she's very powerful. She did attack Violet last time. We saw her.
I'm gonna stealthily check the inside, maybe by climbing on the outside of the building and looking in the windows.
Roll me 2d6 plus skill.
10.
With a 10, yes, Betty, you are able to position yourself right near a flower box as you peek into the parlor window without being seen of the Palisades Planning Committee headquarters. And you see sitting on a sofa, almost staring into emptiness, is the smiling face of Sarah Lee.
Got a double ganger situation down here. I hop back down. Guys, there's another Sarah Lee. Up there.
Another?
Like a super evil looking one?
How would you tell a difference?
I don't know, just look, like she was all there at least, but this other one that just left, I don't know which one was the real one, but there's something going on here.
I snap the smidgen back. And no, that was Sybil, and this is Sarah Lee.
Oh yeah, right.
These people have listen. The people have the most confusing S names. I know. There should not be two S names of similar S names on a committee. That perhaps is the electoral board's bad.
Adeline, now
I'm gonna
is
go
not
with
the
not
time
electing
for...
the evil mage as the board. So you're
I'm
fine.
the head
Yeah.
of the planning committee. I mean, it's just she was one of the council members, but. I mean, if she's inside and she doesn't look like she's doing anything, I suggest that we go in and we'll get her to confess to what she's done.
Well,
D, if we're gonna get into a fight here, I could probably use a little bit of healing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty beat up.
You do still have 2 servings of water on you as well.
That's true.
Also healing. Can I do healing too?
Yeah, you can do healing, yes.
Roll it. Whoever needs healing, roll it. Oh wait, I have to roll first.
Actually, yeah, you have to roll first.
I'm like,
No, let's take
roll
it.
D8s. D8s for
yeah,
everyone.
I'm feeling kind of messed
Oh, we
up,
don't
and this
have- I'll have
lady
a
looks
D8.
super scary.
What do you- what
should
HP do you have
heal
now?
up.
You are at 8.
8.
Oh, what do I do it with?
Heart.
12.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, because you're kind of you're casting this kind of mass heal in this space. Everyone roll 1d8 of health and see how much health you get back. Please tell me your numbers.
7.
Nice.
1?
Can I do another just for Braga?
She has some water that
Yeah.
she would like to drink.
That's a 10. Here.
All right, I put
Sorry,
one
I
in
put
front
it
of your Black Forge.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Yeah, I should have used
I
that.
really need some healing. 6.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you guys.
How
Yeah,
much
I'm
mana did you roll?
I'm at 12 now.
Wonderful.
I chugged one of the waters.
Great.
I rolled a 1, so I have a 10. I have 10 health right now, and then before I took the water.
Yes, and then with the water, you gain 5. You start to feel even more rejuvenated as you gain 5 more points.
Okay.
Good. Everyone feeling better? Well,
How are you feeling?
As much as I can
I'm
be.
okay. I'm at 16. I'm good.
All right, let's go in and do this.
Maybe you shouldn't. You're not a fighter. You've done enough. And the last thing we need is your death on our conscience.
I am not going to let this witch kill me. She thinks she can take everything from me. She thinks she can act behind my back and try to make me believe, I am so done. As you see Aveline push open the door, and you see Sarah Lee sitting on the blue satin sofa, staring out with a slight smile on her face.
Looks like she found her backbone.
Yes, she did.
We go in behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Behind Aveline.
As the 5 of you flank Aveline, she stands there with a finger pointed at Sarah Lee. I know what you've done. And trust me, I will have you arrested. I will have you charged. I will have everything. I'll have you put away. You have ruined all the goodness I tried to bring back into this town, all because I brought in new ideas and you couldn't even talk to me about them. You just had to take me down. It's the end of the line, Sarah Lee. Sarah Lee turns. Oh. Please tell me what evidence you have. The Chaosium is not still here, is it? It was destroyed. She looks at you, Dee, Braga, and Violet. All of your witnesses, those who I paid, the Rosencrantz family, correct? All dead. My 2 assistants, surprisingly having their memory wiped from shock of the horrible catastrophe of the Palisades' first summer solstice festival. You have no evidence against me. And yes, as you see her eyes roll back into white, everything has already begun. As you see as you see Sarah Lee's figure begin to then levitate off the ground, as her eyes start to harden and turn into headite stones. She opens her mouth, and the following can be heard. At the beginning, there was nothing. In the nothing, there was everything. From the nothing, light and darkness, and the grade, the lost, Arius, the one that causes the stars to loose, the one that sees and knows all things, the one whose name the end time brings. From within the gray is chaos found. That which is gold cannot be bound in bloody attempts. They fail to break a king and land lies it bears to take in hope and light to find a friend will lead them to adventures end. And you finally see her body rise even higher as her head then comes down and looks at all of you. For those who wish it be undone are them that make it through to come. Suddenly, her body falls to the ground, motionless. Aveline stares as she falls to her knees. There is no evidence. There are no witnesses. Nobody knows what befell the Palisade Summer Solstice Festival, except that it was the beginning, a calling, a spark from the old gods. We cut over to the Rat Queen's headquarters, to Hannah's home. As the five of you sit around a table, right next to your father, Hannah, who you've been recounting this entire day and who has heard of the chaos that was caused.
And also, side note, I'm not a demon anymore. I am a demon, but I severed ties with... You're my real dad now. I mean, you always were my real dad. Anyway, just thought you should know that.
Hannah.
It's just important. That's why Anyway.
That's amazing. Wait, you can't just...
It is. It's not the most
throw
important
that out
thing.
there.
I just think that you guys should know that, and we can talk about it more at another time. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen, and we saw tentacles.
Yeah. I don't know what we can do. This seems bigger than all of us, bigger than anything any of us can do, even together.
Well, maybe we got rid of all of it already, right? What do you think, Dad?
As Gerard Vazari stands up, one moment. You see him exit the room. comes back a few minutes later with these huge, old, kind of dusty tomes and puts them down on the table around you as he begins to flip through the pages, flip through the papers, looking for the name that you all recalled to him. Here. Arius. The being of nothing, the being of everything, the being of chaos itself. Like you, as you know, back in with the fables of how the world was made, there was the birth of light, there was the birth of dark, and then there was Arius, that which came from nothing, then became everything. And similar to the boogeyman under your bed, it was all legends, it was all mythos to tell us why our worlds were formed. Mythos, not reality.
Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not mythos. Or maybe it is mythos, and she's just crazy, and she's just some weird end time person, and she's, necromancing in order to scare people. It probably isn't this thing, right?
No, that was super spooky possession we saw.
Yeah.
And that,
Yes.
Yeah, but anybody
never seen
could be
any-
possessed by necromancy. My ex-demon has done worse.
But that fortune teller lady, she and her weird owl, they also had a vision too, and they told me I heard those words before, the golden one, and
Was she calling you the golden one?
I think I just think there's something going on with we have to find the golden one, or the golden one is involved with this legend somehow. But it said it cannot be bound. So I don't know.
She said it to you.
Yeah, but we heard that possessed lady say it too. I think it's part of a bigger story.
You could be part
You
of a
could
bigger story.
Be exactly.
was.
I don't know. I'm just a smidgen.
As Gerard flips through the pages, his fingers kind of fiddling, looking for something specific. Ah, yes, here it is. Please tell me this was not true. Was this the image of the thing you found? And within the book, you see the perfectly sketched depiction, the Chaosium. The
Yes.
Chaosium that you destroyed.
I mean, do you want us to lie to you?
No, just tell me the truth.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Closes the book, sets it down. Perhaps this is insane. Perhaps it's the ramblings of an old necromancer who's seen too much for his time, but well, Dee, you've dealt with gods before, new gods I should say, but Palisades has seen you all stop the horrors once before. I must ask, if you are being told you are somehow a part of this, a part of whatever came from that thing's mouth, I must ask that you pursue it.
But didn't the poem say those who seek to stop it will bring about the end?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. There's a lot in that poem.
I heard that part too, though. Yeah.
What if our attempts to save the world are what causes this to happen?
But if the world's gonna end anyway, shouldn't we do something about it? And it seems to be really specifically targeting us or this place or.
You.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can't not try.
Yeah.
We should do something.
Suppose you're
but
right.
How do we know where to start?
I know where to start. I come over and pick up one of the other books.
Mm-hmm.
We start by reading. I'm so ready to not do battle and just sit here and read with you all for as long as it takes.
Well, perhaps there's a place you could go right now. I'm afraid that, well, the unfortunate events of Palisades well, as your friend Aveline communicated before she left, the fact that there is no evidence proving anyone guilty or innocent of any of this that happened, Hannah, for your own safety, for you and your friend's safety, I must ask that you leave Palisades at least for a while.
No, Dad, I'm not leaving you with a rampaging end apocalypse, sir. We didn't do anything wrong. We saved those motherfuckers.
We went
He's
out of our
right.
way not to kill anybody.
Yeah.
He's right. My family has a cottage.
Oh, because you guys are so rich?
Do you know that Yes. Okay.
Yeah, own it.
They're not there,
I'm-
and we can go and be safe.
Well, there's one little thing I was thinking about since the beginning of this whole mess is we never found that other kid, the other child, Colborn.
Yes, exactly.
He's
male
somewhere in
child.
this town, and he's the only person who's still attached to this whole situation that would maybe know anything, even though he's just a child.
And he's evidence. So even if we can't get any information from him, we need to make sure that he's not harmed or killed by Sarah Lee.
Oh, no. He's probably totally evil.
What?
Also, that possibility.
I
The
mean,
whole
it's
family
just-
was
just-
pretty.
Yeah, pretty.
Well, either way, it seems like we need to look for him on our way out of town.
I'll go wherever you guys go. I'm with you. I'm
I
a
think
queen.
that's the compromise. We look for Colburn on our way to my family's well-to-do cabin.
All right.
I mean, I come from power, so I can't really judge yours. I mean,
Gerard, will you come with us?
Dad was a chieftain.
I'm going to stay here and hold down the fort. I'm going to do whatever I can to, yes, if you can find this boy, Colborn, I'm going to do my best to gather witnesses that attest to you all assisting, to you all not being the cause of anything, and I'm going to help Aveline with everything, and we're making sure that her head is not on this, I should say. They're going to want to pin this down, and I'm terrified for your all safety.
How is this leaving? It just seems so stupid to leave.
It'll give us a chance to regroup, to see what we can figure out, to do some bonding, because it seems like there's a lot we need to talk about.
I think we just also need more information, and I don't know if this is the place we're going to find it.
It's fine.
If these things are targeting us, as it seems like they might be, as Betty said, maybe us leaving will help Palisade stay alive for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I'm with them now. I think they're right.
Good point.
All right. Well, I'll see you all soon. As we see the 5 rat queens collect their belongings from inside of their home, they pack their bags and under the veil of night begin to make their way out the door. Hannah, you being the last. Hannah, be safe.
Yeah. If you see Sawyer, I'll see ya.
I promise. I love you.
Love you too.
As he pulls you into a tight embrace and lets you out. As you all begin to make your way through town, still searching for Colborn, unbeknownst to you, Hannah, this mark appears on your right hand, burned in, and then fades away. As we pan up and look at the stars, and the smile appears once again as it mouths, "It begins."
No.
And that is where we will end tonight's
Oh my gosh.
episode, part 2 of the Summer Solstice Festival. Yes, now you see, I know it's taken a long time. That is the plot that I've been building towards. What's happening? Who are the old gods? What are these forces? What does the riddle mean? I will type it all. I promise I will type out the entire poem and put it in the Discord. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here and being a part of our story. Thank you so much for voting in the polls and being a part of our story and giving our Rat Queen so many rerolls. Hyper RPG And this show exists because of your continual support through social media and through money by sponsoring these shows and being a part of these shows. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart alone. Like this, I'm so honored to tell stories with you all and be here in this chair and get to create these amazing worlds with you all and these women here and just tell these stories. And this was such a fun night. I've been building up to this for a while, so I'm so excited to see it start. Woo! Let's go ahead and thank those who made tonight possible.
Thank you for that combo.
Yes,
for all the combos.
And for
combo
everything,
moves.
but yeah.
Yes,
Oh
and
my
the way
God.
he rolls.
Here we are, Metsu's
Right.
Phantom.
Metsu's
Phantom.
Phantom.
Little Mouse That Jumps.
Little Mouse That Jumps.
J Pistol.
J Pistol.
Jabberwocky.
Jabberwocky.
Foolish 88.
Foolish 88.
Rage Cage.
Rage Cage.
H-Cam 42.
H-Cam 42.
Venmond Verdi.
Venmond Verdi.
J Pistol.
J Pistol.
WCH.
WCH.
Gaiaka.
Gaiaka.
Da Moon Rules.
Da Moon Rules.
Doomsday Danny.
Doomsday
Danny.
Aoishun.
Aoishun.
Apologies for the mispronunciation.
Apologies for the mispronunciation.
Vedmid Verdi.
Vedmond Verdi.
J Pistol.
J Pistol.
And J Pistol.
And J Pistol.
Thank you all so much. If you love the show, if you're listening on podcasts, if you are watching on YouTube, be sure to share your excitement about the show. Be sure to share your excitement about the show and just overall with hashtag Rat Queens. That means so much to us across social media. And then we love talking with you all in the Discord, talking about your theories. I am very excited to see all the theories that you have tonight.
Yeah, seriously.
There are a few things that were possibly missed in this episode, so I'm very curious to see who picks up on them and what.
Oh,
Thank
my
you all
word.
so much. You can catch us here live every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. The Rat Queens RPG. Before we leave, let's go around the table and say goodbye and where you can find us.
Goodbye. My name is Jessica Lynn Verdi. You can find me at Jessica Verdi on Twitter or at Jessica Lynn Verdi on Instagram, and you can also check out a YouTube video I just did with Easy Allies. We did a trivia game called Mysterious Monsters, and I was bad. It was really funny though, but check it out and tell them how you like it.
I'm Michelle Wynn Bradley. You can find me everywhere on the internet at I am Cherry Bunny. That's internet. That's
internet for you.
Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. If you are going to be at Anifest in Torrance this weekend, I'll be doing a panel there. I'll put up on my Twitter where I'm going. And then in 2 weeks, I'll be doing a panel at WonderCon about becoming a professional person in the geek world.
Nice.
Cool.
That's freaking cool.
And I'm Laurie Jones. You can find me at Laurie Michelle J on Twitter and Laurie Michelle Jones on Instagram. And if you follow Ripley Improv, we have some exciting announcements about the film tomorrow.
Ooh. Yes, we do.
Ooh, exciting. I am Riley Silverman. You can find me on Twitter at Riley J. Silverman and Instagram at Riley Silverman. And I have a special thing to plug this week. I have some friends who have a really awesome D&D audio podcast called Lost in the Multiverse. And this weekend they're doing a special. One of their cast members, Jesse Nowak, is trying to raise money for his top surgery. And so the cast has bound together to do a 24-hour straight D&D game marathon.
Wow.
So they are playing D&D for 24 hours straight from 1 p.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday through Sunday. Wow. They're going to be on twitch.tv/veryextremelygood to raise money for that. And I'm going to be a guest at some point, I think like sometime mid to late Saturday afternoon. So I'll be on there too. Check it out. So
Yay.
excited for them.
Awesome. I am Aliza Pearl at Aliza Pearl on Twitter and Instagram. I second that Ripley Improv heads up. It's a very exciting update that we have coming your way tomorrow. So do that tonight, tomorrow morning, whenever you watch this. Follow at Ripley Improv. That's it.
And I am your G Emily Rose Jacobson. You can follow me at Frankly Emily on Frankly_Emily on Twitter, and then Frankly_Emily with an extra underscore on Instagram. Thank you all so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you all next Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on Hyper RPG. And until then, keep questing.
Woo!
This is not a new story. This is merely another chapter of an endless strife. A tale of blood that's been spilling for millennia. In a fringe galactic arm, centuries-long warp storms cease, making its resource-rich planets traversable again and ripe for conquest. the Imperium of Man launch a crusade to reclaim old human colonies established before the storms began. The ruinous powers, knowing of the weakened warp, flood the quadrant, seeking to plague every corner with chaos. The Tau and the Eldari form a temporary alliance to rid the Imperium and the ruinous powers from the untainted galaxy. And the orcs, drawn to the smell of blood and riches, seek glory through the crucible of battle. The race to control the system begins. This is not a new story, but it is our story. Welcome to the grim, dark dawn.
Hello, and welcome to Kolak, America's heart. Life is generally easy in Kolak. The spirit of our small town is built around enjoying life, despite our technological empire. Kolak is like Paris. Art, music, and treasures of life are not just incidental. They are central to the spirit of our little town. This is a special gift for visitors and those who live in our vast green valley. Kolak's natural beauty can be thanked to the peaks that tower over us in our four corners, shielding us from the elements. Spend the day at Crater Lake, fed by the ever-flowing Riley River, America's heart. Enjoy our historic Main Street, or take a tour of our world-famous Shepherd's Winery, my favorite. Kolak prides itself in being a world leader in renewable energy and advanced medicine, all thanks to our most famous attraction, Synchronity Tech. Many new families find their home in Kolak. Brought in to fill one of the country's most exciting genetic research facilities, many open roles. Science is at the very soul of Kolak, unlike anywhere else in the world. Gated by nature itself. You found yourself back at the start.